Chapter 871. Yang Guanfeng stared at the windshield in front of him. Everything that had happened in the Valley of Thousands of Medicine was like a movie. The scenes kept repeating in front of his eyes. I got it. The scene suddenly froze. It was the conversation between Miao Qingshan and Miaoxi River in the courtyard. At that time, Miao Qingshan's expression was surprised. Obviously, he didn't expect this. Was it because of Miaoxi River's words or because of the broken hand found in his house? Boss, where are we going next? The colleague next to him interrupted his thoughts. Although there were great doubts about this matter, it could only be temporarily put aside. To He County. Okay. The car finally came to the asphalt road, ending a bumpy journey. Finally, there is a good road. Along the way, the two of them had been tortured. The key was that they were still patients, and their bodies were a little weak. In the mountain village thousands of miles away, in the small courtyard of Zhong Liuchuan's house, he was playing chess with Jia Zizai. The chessboard was crisscrossed, and the black and white pieces were intertwined. You are really good, Zhong Liuchuan said with some helplessness. What's wrong, senior? Are you really praising my chess skills? Jia Zizai thought for a long time before placing a piece on the chessboard. You came to me in a hurry with the Go board just to play Gamoku? Is Gamoku also a chess game? Jia Zizai asked. Here. Zhong Liuchuan raised his hand and a black piece fell. Senior. You are going to lose, Zhong Liuchuan said. The black piece fell, and the 5 pieces were in a line. I actually lost again. Jia Zizai sighed. After playing for a long time and several games, he had never won a single time. In terms of cultivation, I am worse than you, Zhong Liuchuan said. After all, there is a seniority in cultivation. My cultivation time is still short, but I have lost this game of Gamoku. I didn't win a single game. I am really not reconciled. Is it possible that the higher your cultivation, the better your chess skills? It is just entertainment in your spare time, Zhong Liuchuan said with a smile. You don't have to care so much about winning or losing. Yeah, I just don't feel good, Jia Zizai said. Have some tea. Zhong Liuchuan poured him a cup of tea. It was very fragrant. Thank you. Jia Zizai took a sip of tea. Congratulations, Zhong Liuchuan said. You can tell. Jia Zizai was surprised. He had indeed crossed the threshold. To be precise, he had produced a trace of qi in his body. This type of kung fu was a threshold. After crossing the threshold, one had to work hard. It tested one's temperament. It was very difficult to be profound. However, as long as one had the heart, one could eventually make progress. Not by looking, but by feeling, Zhong Liuchuan said. After all, we are from the same school, and we are learning the same breathing method as Sir. After entering the school, the breath in the body will change. This change may not be felt by others, but I can detect it. It is very easy to detect. The moment I felt the qi, I really felt like crying, Jia Zizai said. Tears of joy? To be honest, senior, what did you feel at that time? The feeling at that time, how should I put it? Zhong Liuchuan thought for a moment. I was very happy. Just happy. Well, yes, it was like opening a door and discovering a new world. It made me very excited and excited. When he first felt the qi, Zhong Liuchuan was also very happy. At that time, his state of mind was far from his current state. Naturally, he was very happy. Hu Mei was also very happy. Is there anything else? Zhong Liuchuan asked with a smile. There is really something else, Hu Mei said. You can even see that. It seems that my qi cultivation skills are still not good enough. Haha, you still have a long way to go, Zhong Liuchuan said with a smile. Tell me, what is it? Hu Mei also wants to learn from Sir, Hu Mei said. You can talk to Mr. Zhen, Zhong Liuchuan said. Will Sir agree? You have already agreed, Zhong Liuchuan said. Hu Mei's temperament is above yours. He will also agree. Senior, if you speak so bluntly, you won't have any friends, Jia Zizai said. Haha, go and talk to Sir, Zhong Luchuan said. Oh, okay. Outside the courtyard, the wind was cold. The sky was bright. In the clinic, there was a woman in her 50s. Dr. Wang, do you have a girlfriend? I know a girl who is very beautiful. Can I introduce her to you? A woman who came to see the doctor warmly introduced Wang Yao to a girl. Thank you, I have a girlfriend, Wang Yao said with a smile. This was not the first time. Is that so? That's a pity, the woman said with some regret. Do you have anything else? No, thank you. You're welcome. Take care. Not long after the woman left, Jia Zizai came in from outside. Sir. Well, sit down. What's the matter? Yes, that. If you have something to say, just say it. Who may also wants to be your disciple and learn from you. Sure, Wang Yao said with a smile. He agreed very quickly. Ah, you agree? Jia Zizai was stunned. He did not expect Wang Yao to agree so quickly. I agree. What's the problem? Wang Yao smiled. Ah, nothing. I just feel that happiness came suddenly, Jia Zizai said. I'll ask her to come over and be your disciple. There's no need for that. You don't have to be so formal. You can teach her what I taught you. How can I do that? Sir, please wait. Jia Zizai left in a hurry and then came back in a hurry. He did not come back alone. He brought his wife, who may. Sir. I said no, Wang Yao said. Although she said that, Hu Mei still insisted on going through the process of being Wang Yao's disciple. Are you going to teach her on behalf of your master? Wang Yao asked Jia Zizai. Okay, no problem. Jia Zizai and Hu Mei left happily. How do you feel? Very good, Hu Mei said with a smile. I'll teach you the formula when we get back. Okay. By the way, I'll go and tell Senior. You can come with me and meet him. The two of them went to Zhong Liuchuan's home. Sir, did you agree? Yes. Senior. Junior. Just like that, Wang Yao had another disciple. That night, it began to rain, and it continued to rain until the next morning. Ah, this weather. Jia Zizai stood at the door and looked at the gloomy sky. He originally wanted to go outside to exercise and continue his practice. He just looked at the sky. In another yard, Zhong Luchuan opened an umbrella and went out. He headed toward Dongshan Mountain. The rain was actually very light. It was intermittent, but the wind was a little cold. After a night of rain, the road was muddy, but Zhong Luchuan was not affected at all. In Dongshan Mountain, there was a sunken place. It was a natural cave formed by several mountain rocks. Although it was windy outside, the cave was dry. Zhong Luchuan continued to practice in the cave. After all, the environment at the foot of the mountain could not be compared to the environment on the mountain. Besides, the wind and rain were nothing. On Nanshan Hill, Wang Yao was also practicing boxing in the wind and rain. I'm afraid this rain will continue for a few days. When it rained, there were fewer people coming to see the doctor, but it was not that there were none. Some people drove there to see the doctor. Dr. Wang, can you take a look at my leg? What's going on? A woman in her 50s came that morning. Her son accompanied her to see the doctor. There was a layer of gray skin on her leg. It fell down and looked like psoriasis. When did this start? Wang Yao asked. Well, it's been like this since autumn. At first, I didn't care much, but it seems to be getting worse. Did it get worse after you took a bath? Wang Yao asked. Ah, yes, the woman said. Haha, it's nothing, Wang Yao said. It's just that the skin is dry. Go back and wash your leg with warm water. Then apply some skin cream. It will be fine in a few days. That's it? The woman was stunned. Yes, it's that simple. It's fine. Ah, thank you, the woman said. You're welcome. Take care, Wang Yao said with a smile. See, I told you it was fine. The young man who accompanied the woman smiled. Ah, it's fine. I'm relieved, the woman said. It doesn't hurt or itch. I'm just afraid it's a skin disease. Chapter 872. No, didn't Dr. Wang say it was not an illness? You just didn't pay attention to it. You just need to pay more attention in the future, the young man said. I'm here to take a look, so I'm relieved, the woman said. The stone in her heart was finally put down. Let's go. Get in the car. The mother and son left happily. We, the common people, are so happy today. Jia Zizai hummed a tune at home. Look at how happy you are. Of course I'm happy. This matter is worth celebrating. It is worth celebrating. Hey, you can't tell others the formula I taught you. I know. You've repeated it 4 times. Besides, I can pass it on. I've been with you all day. Jia Zizai was happily smoking a cigarette. Sir's cultivation is so high that he already has 3 apprentices. What about his medical skills? As far as I know, Senior Pan is a Western doctor, right? Hu Mei asked curiously. In her opinion, as their master, Wang Yao's martial arts cultivation was naturally unfathomable. However, he had also said that he was a pharmacist. His medical skills were his foundation. His martial arts cultivation was secondary. With such profound medical skills, it was really puzzling that so far, there was only a half-baked successor of Western medicine. I guess Sir hasn't found a suitable candidate yet, Jia Zizai said. In the clinic you are? Wang Yao looked at the old man sitting in front of him. The old man was in his 60s. His back was slightly hunched. He was in good spirit. However, he hadn't spoken for a long time. He just sat there and stared at Wang Yao. Sir, where are you feeling unwell? I'm not feeling unwell, the old man said. Who are you? Why am I here? Wang Yao rubbed his forehead. Sir, look, this is a clinic. I'm a pharmacist. I'm here to treat patients. Pharmacist, Huang Yaosher, Peach Blossom Island. Do you know magic with flicking fingers? The old man asked very seriously. Unfortunately, he ran into a weird old man. The old man in front of him was obviously suffering from amnesia, and his illness was quite serious. Wang Yao was very curious about how the old man found his clinic. Sir, what's your name? This. The old man scratched his head. I remember my name is Li Shuyuan. Do you still remember where you live? Well, I can't remember clearly. The old man scratched his head. Then why are you here? Let me think, the old man said. It would be strange if you could remember. Wang Yao thought. Yeah, I can't remember. True enough. Since he had forgotten his name and home address, it was only natural that he would not be able to remember his family. Wang Yao found that he had encountered a big problem. The old man couldn't just stay in his clinic like this, could he? Take a look and see if you have any contact information in your pocket. Yes, let me see. The old man began to rummage through his pocket. Surprisingly, he found a piece of paper with his name written on it. The old man's surname was Li, but he was not called Li Shiyuan. He was called Li Aigua, a very distinctive name of the times. There was also a contact number on the piece of paper. Wang Yao hurriedly dialed it with the landline. The person who answered the phone was a woman. She was very anxious. Yes, this old man is called Li Aigua. He is with me, Wang Yao said. You don't have to worry. Yes, this is the clinic. Okay, I'll wait for you. Sir, you wait here. Don't go anywhere. Your daughter will come to pick you up in a while. Yes, okay, the old man replied. How did you find me here? Wang Yao asked curiously. His clinic was located in a remote area. Looking at the old man's clothes, he did not look like an old man from a nearby village. He looked like someone from the county, which was dozens of miles away. Not to mention that the old man's brain was not very good. Even if an ordinary old man had never been here before, it would take some effort to find him. Well, how did I get here? Let me think. The old man began to rummage through his pocket. Finally, he found another piece of paper in his pocket. This piece of paper had the name of Wang Yao's clinic written on it. It also had the specific location. Obviously, he had written it down long ago. Did you take a taxi here? Well, I have some impression of it. I should have taken a taxi here. Sir, what's your name? Li Igua. This child. Didn't I just tell you? The old man asked. Well, I did. Wang Yao looked at his watch and wrote down the time. Sir, can I get you a cup of tea? Okay. Thank you. Sir, do you usually like to drink tea? Well, it tastes good, the old man said after thinking for a moment. Wang Yao wrote down another sentence in his notebook after listening to him. How many children do you have? 3. 1 son and 2 daughters. The son is not very obedient. Fortunately, the 2 daughters are good, the old man said after thinking for a moment. You live in your daughter's house? Well, yes. The old man nodded. Wang Yao continued to record in his notebook. It seemed that the old man did not forget everything. He had selective amnesia, which was very interesting. Wang Yao accompanied the old man to talk. He looked at the time. About half an hour had passed. Sir, what's your name again? Li Shuyuan. Didn't you just ask? Wang Yao wrote down the time. How many children do you have? 2 sons and a daughter. The son is not obedient. The daughter is good. No. Wang Yao crossed out what he had just remembered. This was not selective amnesia. You live in your daughter's house? Yes, I live in my son's house. It was a mess. It was all a mess. Sir, can I take your pulse? Wang Yao said. Pulse? Sure, the old man said happily. Wang Yao put his hand on the old man's wrist. The problem is quite serious. The old man's problem was in his head. His brain had begun to degenerate and shrink. This was the direct cause of his memory loss. Creak. Chapter 873. Who are you? I'm your daughter, the woman said. Well, you look a bit like her. A bit like her? Let's go home, the woman said with a wry smile. She knew that her father was having an attack. I want to eat mutton for lunch, the old man said. Okay, I'll make it for you, the woman helplessly said. Since her father had this strange disease, he had been acting more and more like a child. He was willful, throwing tantrums, and forgetful. He had clearly eaten, but he forgot not long after he turned around. He said that he was hungry and wanted to eat. I'll go back and discuss with my eldest sister and second brother whether to treat him here. When she thought of the tens of thousands of treatment fees, the woman flinched. They were not a rich family. They did not have that much money. Besides, such a small clinic dared to say such things. In their opinion, only a regular big hospital dared to say such things. In the clinic, Wang Yao carefully sorted out the old man's condition and entered it into his notebook, which was dedicated to recording difficult and miscellaneous diseases. He was quite confident that he could treat this disease. There were several kinds of magic herbs in his hand that would work for this disease. Go back and think about it. He looked at the tea on the table that the old man had not drunk. He wanted to see how the old man's children would think about it. In the afternoon, the wind started to blow as evening approached. It was a bit cold in the mountain village. Thousands of miles away in southern Yunnan, one could still wear unlined clothes. The temperature of more than 20 degrees was the best time. In a hotel in He County, Guozhenghe had set up a banquet for Yang Guanfeng and the others, who had returned from the Valley of Thousands of Medicine. The 2 of them could not refuse, so they had to come. Captain Yang, congratulations on your triumphant return, Guozhenghe said with a smile. His words set the tone of this event to a very high pitch. Secretary Guo, you flatter me, Yang Guanfeng said. Many things were unexpected during this trip to the Valley of Thousands of Medicine. This case can't be considered closed. After all, the important criminal suspect, Miao Qingshan, has not been caught yet. As for the triumphant return, I don't deserve it. Captain Yang, you're too modest. At the very least, the suspect has been confirmed, right? As for the arrest, that's the next step. This can't be defined as an unsolved case. In my opinion, we've already succeeded by more than half, and it's worth celebrating. The key is that we've been able to reap such a big harvest in such a short period of time. It once again proves that Captain Yang and your colleagues are indeed experts in criminal investigation. They're professional and efficient. I admire and appreciate them very much, Guozheng has said. Come, I'll propose a toast to the two of you on behalf of He County, Guozheng has said. After that, he drank the wine in his glass. Thank you, Secretary Guo. Yang Guanfeng and his colleagues also drank the wine in their glasses. This was the young governor's toast. As the head of He County, he had to give him face, not to mention that he had a very big family behind him. I heard that you were in danger in the Valley of Thousands of Medicine. It is indeed dangerous. It was a danger he had never encountered before. Poison. If it hadn't been for the help of Miaoshi River and the others, he really didn't know what the consequences would have been. Come on, let's have a second toast. I'd like to express my personal gratitude and respect. Thank you. Guo Zhenghe drank the wine in his glass again. The two of them also drank the wine in their glasses. After a few glasses of wine, the table became lively. Those who could participate in this kind of occasion were quite discerning. They knew what to say at this time, and their words were very eloquent. Yang Guanfeng was fine. After all, he had participated in this kind of occasion many times. The more he experienced, the more experience he had. He knew that those people were complimenting him. He knew which wine should be drunk and which should be drunk less or not at all. However, the young colleague next to him was different. He had definitely participated in many banquets, but it was still rare for him to be able to drink with the county party secretary, the bureau chief, and the like. In particular, these bureau chiefs and county party secretaries actually proposed a toast to him. This was something that could only be encountered by chance. Unknowingly, he drank too much. When he drank too much, he talked too much. After all, he was a young man. When he spoke, he naturally couldn't hold the door shut. He said what should be said and what should not be said. Fortunately, what he said was related to the case. It was all related to the Valley of Thousands of Medicine. I'm sorry, Secretary Guo. Leaders, he drank too much, Yang Guanfeng said with a smile. Hey, it's nothing. He didn't say anything that shouldn't be said, right, Secretary Guo? A bureau chief next to him said. Yes, Guo Zhenghe said with a smile. He had heard some of the content of the young man's words just now. Look at him. He is also in his 20s, but the gap is not small, the people present said to themselves. Could one say that the criminal investigation expert from the province was bad? His future was bright. One had to know that he followed Yang Guanfeng, who was a well-known figure in the capital ministry. As long as he followed Yang Guanfeng, he would definitely be able to get some credit. This credit would be the biggest capital for future promotion. Moreover, the age of the local government was here. He was only 30 years old. It could be said that this person was afraid of comparison. He was very good, but Guo Zhenghe, who was sitting in the main seat, was even better. He was already the secretary of a county before the age of 30. It could be said that although there was the word agent in front of it, people with discerning eyes knew that it was just a symbolic word. When the time came, it would be removed by 99%. Sometimes, background was very important, but it was not all. Some people had a background that people looked up to, but they were good-for-nothings. They were blind to the high-quality resources that many people wanted but could not get. However, there were also some people who had a strong background and worked hard themselves. The combination of the two could not be said to be successful, but it was close, such as Guo Zhenghe. He was very experienced in dealing with people. His speech and conversation were very capable. He was very charismatic and could do things. Such a person was a rare talent. In addition to his family behind him, in a word, he was born to be an official. Secretary Guo, I would like to propose a toast to you, the young man said. Okay. Guo Jinghe drank the glass of wine in one gulp. In fact, he could have drunk a little to express his gratitude. Thank you for your hospitality. You are welcome, Guo Jinghe said. Come to He County at any time in the future. We welcome you very much, right? Yes. Several people accompanied the guest and responded. The guests and the host enjoyed the meal. After eating and drinking to their heart's content, Guo Jinghe arranged for the driver to take the two of them to their residence. Sigh. Looking at the young man lying on the bed and snoring, Yang Guanfeng sighed. It's good to be young. He did not mean to blame him. It was inevitable for young people to be impulsive. Furthermore, he did not say anything that went against his principles. That night, He County was very quiet, which was rare. Guo Jinghe was lying in bed, tossing and turning. It was difficult for him to fall asleep. He had drunk a lot of wine that night. It had been a long time since he had drunk so much at once. He could not stand it. That valley of thousands of medicine really has a big problem. He was thinking about the words that the young man had unintentionally said at the table. I hope Uncle Su can bring back something useful. Although he had said at the table that the case was over, deep down, he was still very afraid of the valley of thousands of medicine. After all, they could easily kill more than a dozen people without any signs on the surface. It could be described as killing people without leaving a trace. Those people could easily kill the villagers, and they could also easily kill him. If the case had happened in other places, even if he knew, he would not have thought much about it. However, the key problem now was that the case had happened within his jurisdiction. The Valley of Thousands of Medicine was hundreds of miles away. It was not far, but it was not close either. There was a poisonous snake lying next to the bed. Just thinking about it made him shudder. How could Dianan allow such a place to exist? He had been thinking about this problem for more than a day. How could he solve it? He could not do it on his own. It's best to go through the higher-ups. When he woke up the next day, Comrade Xiaoyang felt that he had a terrible headache. Ah, my head hurts. How much did I drink last night? He could not remember how many glasses of wine he had drunk the night before. Later on, he basically did not refuse anyone. It was a typical case of drinking too much. Oh, did I make a fool of myself and say something I shouldn't have? After waking up, he washed up and went straight to Yang Guanfeng. Boss, you're awake? Yang Guanfeng asked with a smile. Well, I'm sorry, Xiaoyang said. I drank last night. I didn't say anything I shouldn't have said, did I? He was indeed a little excited the night before. After all, so many leaders had toasted him, which had never happened before. It was inevitable that he would be a little excited. No, be careful in the future, Yang Guanfeng said. After all, this is outside. Oh, okay, I got it. Don't worry, boss. There will never be a next time. Comrade Xiaoyang patted his chest and promised. All right, think about this case and write a report for me, Yang Guanfeng said. Okay. The matter seemed to be coming to an end. In the government office of He County, Guo Jinghe received a phone call. It was a call that made him anxious. Ahem. Child, I have a problem here. What's wrong, Uncle Su? Guo Jinghe hurriedly asked. He could hear from the phone that the other party's voice was very hoarse and weak. It was completely different from when he had called him before. I think I've been poisoned. What? Guo Jinghe suddenly stood up from his chair. He knew that Su Xinyuan had just been to the Valley of Thousands of Medicine. The two had met before. At that time, he had specifically asked the other party if there was any possibility of poisoning. At that time, Su Xinyuan had said there was no problem and had gone to the hospital for a checkup. Chapter 874. Now there was a problem. The thing he was most worried about had happened. Is it serious? Fortunately, there is no big problem for the time being. On the other end of the phone, Su Xinyuan kept coughing as he spoke. He was actually very uncomfortable and had difficulty breathing. I remember you said last time that their poison was very powerful and that ordinary people couldn't cure it, right? Guo Jinghe asked. Well, yes. On the other end of the phone, Su Xinyuan took a deep breath. I really didn't expect that I would still fall into their trap. He felt as if there was a flame burning in his lungs. It was so hot that it was difficult for him to breathe. It was so hot that he had to breathe in big mouthfuls. The hot feeling was quickly spreading. Not long ago, he had gone to the Valley of Thousands of Medicine and fought with the people in the valley. He had been slightly injured. His arm had been grazed by the other party's arrow. At the time, the wound had been treated in the shortest time possible. He was afraid of being poisoned, so he squeezed out the poisonous blood. After the incident, he went to the nearby hospital to check and confirm that there was no problem with his body. He did not expect that he would still be poisoned. At first, it was just a slight discomfort. He did not take it seriously at all. He did not expect that a single spark would become a prairie fire. What should he do? He did not know what to do. The hospital could not find any problems, but he could clearly feel how uncomfortable and abnormal his body was. Since they could not find any problems, there was no way to treat it. Could he just wait like this? What would the end result be? Would he die in pain? Or would he go to the Valley of Thousands of Medicine and ask them for the antidote? After thinking about it, he still felt that he should call Guo Jinghe to tell him about his situation and tell him to be careful. I'm sorry, young master. I can't do what you asked me to do. On the other end of the phone, Guo Jinghe felt very uncomfortable when he heard that. The other party had become like this because of him. He was thinking about how to save Su Xinyuan. The Valley of Thousands of Medicine definitely had an antidote, but he could not go there because there was no way to explain it clearly. Going there would be a confession without being pressed. He would be courting death. The other party would definitely do something. What should he do? Got it. Guo Jinghe's eyes lit up as a person appeared in front of him. He can definitely do it. Uncle Su, you don't have to do anything now. Remember the place I told you about last time? Qi Province, Haik City, Lianshan County, Songbai Town, Wang Zhezhuang, Wang Yao? Yes, go there now and find Wang Yao as fast as you can, Guo Jinghe said. Remember, you must not reveal the relationship between you and me. As for the rest of the matters, it's fine if you just tell him the truth. Young master, listen to me. I'll arrange for someone to book the fastest flight for you right away. Hang in there. All right, thank you, young master. After Su Xinyuan hung up the phone, he gulped down a large cup of cold water. The water was cold, but when he drank it, he felt very hot. He felt as if he had been in the hottest sauna for a lifetime, and his whole body was uncomfortable. His body was very hot, but there was not a single drop of sweat on his body. He was very thirsty, and no matter how much water he drank, it was useless. Damn it! Su Xinyuan paced back and forth in the room. He wanted to be quiet, but no matter how hard he tried, he could not calm down. Ding dong! The doorbell rang. Who is it? It's me, Mr. Su. Young master asked me to come. When he opened the door, he saw a man in his 30s. Mr. Su, the ticket is ready. It will take off in 2 hours. Please get ready as soon as possible. I'll take you to the airport. All right, wait a moment. Su Xinyuan cleaned up his room as fast as he could, then locked the door and followed the man to the nearest airport. 2 hours later, the plane took off on time and went straight into the sky. Young master, he's already on the plane to Dao City. All right, I see. After hanging up the phone, Guo Jinghe looked up at the sky outside. I hope you can hold on, Uncle Su. Through this short period of contact, he still had a very good impression of Su Xinyuan, and he really needed the help of such a person. After a few hours of flight, the plane arrived at the airport in Dao City in the afternoon. There were already people waiting there. After seeing Su Xinyuan, They began to rush to hike. The driver looked at the man sitting in the back through the rearview mirror. His face was a little yellow, his lips were dry, and his eyes were frighteningly red. Moreover, he kept drinking water along the way. It seemed that he had drunk a lot of mineral water. This was an obvious abnormality. What's wrong with Mr. Su? Looking at Su Xinyuan's abnormal state, the driver was a little scared, but his professionalism still made him say nothing. He did not ask anything and just drove quietly. It took more than 2 hours to drive from Dao City to hike. They arrived in Lianshan County at night. Mr. Su, let's find a place to stay first, the driver said. We'll go to the clinic tomorrow. Okay. Su Xinyuan was a man of few words. He was very uncomfortable now. It was as if there was a fire in his body that was roasting him from the inside. Drinking water continuously did not have any effect. As soon as he opened his mouth, there was a strong surge of heat. It's getting worse. He did not speak because he was afraid that the uncontrollable heat in his body would gush out as soon as he spoke. His emotions were also likely to be out of control. He wanted to break out of the car now. Let's take a rest first. When he arrived at the hotel, he realized how wrong this idea was. In his current situation, he couldn't sleep at all because this pain made his body in a state of constant torment. He couldn't sleep at all. Damn it. The feeling of pain had become more serious after a night. He found that his emotions were likely to explode. He wanted to vent. He wanted to roar. He even wanted to kill someone. Control, control. He kept reminding himself. After waiting for a long time and suffering, the sun finally rose. A new day had begun. Mr. Su, breakfast is ready. I don't want to eat. I'll go to the clinic immediately. Su Xinyuan almost gritted his teeth and made such a sound. Okay. Looking at Su Xinyuan's terrible face, the driver did not say much. He drove directly to the mountain village with him. At this time, it was only a little over 7 a.m. The mountain village had just woken up. Some people had already come out to take out the garbage. A few people could be seen on the street. Here we are, the driver said. With gray tiles and white walls, the building was very distinctive and easy to find. The wooden door was still locked. Wang Yao did not go down the mountain. No one? Su Xinyuan could not sit still in the car. He kept pacing back and forth outside the clinic. On the mountain road not far away, Jia Zizai and Hu Mei, who had just finished their morning exercise, came down from the mountain. When they passed by the door of the clinic, they found 2 people waiting outside. Huh! Their gazes fell on Su Xinyuan. This person had a very special aura, which was very similar to their aura in the past. It was a kind of murderous aura. Moreover, this person's face was a kind of withered yellow. His eyes were full of blood vessels, which were frighteningly red. He gritted his teeth and seemed to be enduring some pain. In a word, this was a person who felt and looked very abnormal. This person has killed people. The 2 people looked at each other. What are you doing here? Jia Zizai asked. Oh, here's the thing. We are here to see a doctor. Him? Jia Zizai pointed to the person not far away. Yes, it's him. Do you know when Dr. Wang will go down the mountain? The driver was also a little worried. Along the way, he found that Mr. Su's condition was becoming more and more abnormal. Maybe at any time he would break out. At that time, he might suffer an unexpected disaster. Wait a moment. Dr. Wang should go down the mountain soon. Jia Zizai looked at the bracelet and said. It was 7:30 a.m. He knew that Wang Yao usually went down the mountain and came to the clinic around 8 a.m. Thank you. Su Xinyuan came to the open space next to the clinic. He stretched out his hands and tightly grasped the trunk of a tree. Chapter 875. He clung to the tree trunk with both hands. His arms exerted strength. His body was tense. What's wrong with him? Jia Zizai asked. Ah, he's not feeling well, the driver said. Well, it seems that he's quite uncomfortable, Jia Zizai said. Su Xinyuan clenched his teeth. His fingers dug into the tree trunk, oozing blood. Water! His voice was very hoarse, as if it had been burned by fire. Water! The driver hurriedly ran to his side with a large bucket of mineral water and handed it to him. He quickly stepped back for fear of receiving an unexpected surprise. Su Xinyuan took the bottle of mineral water and gulped down the water. In just a short while, half of the water in the big bucket was gone. He's gulping it down like a whale, Jia Zizai said. How many days has he not drunk water? Yes, he's been drinking water all the way, Jia Zizai said. Is he suffering from anxiety and thirst? What anxiety and thirst? I don't know, but I know he's sick. But he's seriously ill, Jia Zizai said. Let's go, Hu Mei whispered. No, I have to stay here and watch, Jia Zizai said. It seems that his condition is very unstable. He may explode at any time. It's not good to break Dr. Wang's things here. They were outside the clinic. You go back first, Jia Zizai said. I'll stay here. Dr. Wang will come down the mountain soon. Okay, I'll accompany you, Hu Mei said. In this way, the two of them stood quietly and looked at the man who was digging into the tree. Huff, huff. He breathed heavily. He felt that his chest was very tight. He could not breathe enough. Bang. He punched the tree trunk. He did not feel much pain in his hand. Hasn't he come yet? He suddenly turned his head. His face was ferocious, like a wounded beast about to go crazy. Ah, not yet, the driver said. Hold on a little longer. God, Buddha, please don't let anything go wrong at this time. He whispered. He regretted it now. He really shouldn't have taken on this matter. Originally, this matter didn't need to be done by him. It was another colleague. It was just that the other party had something to do at the last minute, so he kindly helped. In the end, he didn't expect to receive such a person. Su Xinyuan suddenly knelt on the ground and hammered the ground with his fist. The ground was hard and there were stones on it. Soon, his hands were covered in blood, but it was as if he didn't know pain. He continued to hammer the ground fiercely, as if the ground here had some deep hatred with him. What's going on? Jia Zizai was stunned. Is he crazy? The man suddenly jumped up and rushed in front of the driver. His hands were covered in blood as he grabbed the driver and pulled him in front of him. Go and find him. Okay. The driver was stunned. Who would have thought that something like this would happen? Quick! Su Xinyuan pushed the driver out with trembling hands. I'll go right away. The driver hurriedly ran away. Where is he going to find him? Jia Zizai looked in the direction the driver left and asked in confusion. What is he looking for? He's obviously hiding. Can't you see? Hu Mei rolled her eyes at him. Su Xinyuan turned around and rushed back to the open space. He then picked up the bucket on the ground and began to drink water in big gulps. What kind of disease is this? Jia Zizai looked at the man curiously. At this moment, Su Xinyuan was like a bag of explosives that could explode at any time. Why haven't they come yet? He gritted his teeth and roared in a low voice. He couldn't help it. He suddenly jumped from the ground and turned around. His eyes were red like a beast. He stared at Jia Zizai and Hu Mei not far away. Calm down. Jia Zizai shouted and made a gesture. It would have been better if he didn't shout. His shout seemed to have triggered something. Su Xinyuan suddenly rushed over. Get out of here! He roared loudly. His will was very tenacious, but he had reached his limit so far. He couldn't bear it anymore. Hey, at this time, you're still so restrained. It's not easy. Jia Zizai sighed when he saw this. King leave. Su Xinyuan said. His previous experience was somewhat bloody. Now his state was very terrible. He didn't know what the poison was, but it aroused the killing desire hidden in the depths of his heart. He didn't know why, but he wanted to vent and kill now. No, absolutely not. Once this opening was opened, it was like a dam bursting. It couldn't be stopped. It was too hard. He couldn't kill people, not here. He suddenly ran toward the field not far away. Where are you going? Jia Zizai saw him and stopped him. Get out of the way. Su Xinyuan suddenly threw a punch, but it was easily caught by the other side. The strength is too light, and the accuracy is not enough. Jia Zizai commented with a smile. Get out of the way, Su Xinyuan said. What's going on? Not far away, Wang Yao, who came down from the mountain, heard his shout and saw that the two people seemed to be in a stalemate. God, what's going on? Not far from the wall of the clinic, a man poked his head out from behind the wall. It was the driver who had just run away and said that he was going to find Dr. Wang. It was the first time he had been there. He was also unfamiliar with the place. Where could he find Wang Yao? He just took this opportunity to leave to avoid being affected. I swear to God, I'm not leaving you alone. I can't do anything at all. The driver whispered. Please don't kill people. He took out his phone with trembling hands and was ready to ask for help. Sir is here. Jia Zizai saw Wang Yao coming from the mountain road. Congratulations, you are saved. He turned his head and said to the man in front of him. The man's eyes were red, but his face was strangely waxy. The man in front of him felt that the man in front of him was very annoying. He wanted to smash the man's head and make him disappear from his sight. He did so, but Jia Zizai easily dodged and restrained him. Quiet, quiet. Before he could finish his sentence, Wang Yao had already arrived in front of them. Hey, why is there suddenly another person there? The man hiding behind the corner of the clinic rubbed his eyes. I didn't see him just now. Sir. What's going on? Jia Zizai said. This man came to see you. He has been waiting here for a while. It seems that he is seriously ill. He is digging into trees and pounding the ground. It seems that he can't stand it anymore. He has gone crazy, but he still has some kindness. He asked us to stay away before he went crazy. His eyes were red, his breath was hot, and his heart was beating fast. It was a symptom of dry heat. The heat poison attacked the heart, making him lose his mind and go crazy. Let him go. Okay. Jia Zizai released his hands that were clamping him down. The next moment, Su Xinyuan was about to attack, but he was restrained by an invisible force. It was as if he was shackled. He was obedient. Well, what's going on? The driver hiding in the corner kept staring at them. He didn't know if he should come out and explain. Hey, it's okay. You can come over. Jia Zizai waved at the driver in the corner. It seems that there is no problem. He thought about it and braced himself to go over. The task given by the higher-ups was not as simple as sending Su Xinyuan to the clinic. It was to provide as much convenience as possible. If anything happened to Su Xinyuan, he also had an unshirkable responsibility. He might lose his good job when he went back. Hello, are you Dr. Wang? He had inquired before coming here. Dr. Wang was very young. When he saw Wang Yao was so young, he asked tentatively. That's me. Hello, Dr. Wang. Mr. Su has been poisoned. I brought him here to see a doctor. After waiting for a while, I don't know why he suddenly had an attack. I know the situation. Come to the clinic with me. After Wang Yao finished speaking, Su Xinyuan, who had been crazy just a moment ago, fainted. Carry him on your back, Jia Zizai said to the driver. What? Jia Zizai said. You abandoned your companion at the critical moment and didn't remind us that your companion is very dangerous. This is not right. You know, even when your companion was in a state of madness, he didn't forget to remind us to stay away from him. Hurry up. Okay, I will carry him, okay? The driver said. What he did just now was indeed unjust, but he knew that he couldn't put himself in danger for a stranger like this. He carried Su Xinyuan into the clinic. Wang Yao carefully checked him. He has been poisoned. It is not a big problem. I can take care of him, but the cost is not low. How much? 100,000. How much? The driver was stunned. Oh my God, this is extortion, asking for 100,000 yuan right off the bat? Well, I don't have that much money on me. Then think of a way. The longer the poison drags on, the more it will go into his internal organs. It will be more troublesome to detoxify. Well, please wait a moment. I will go out and make a call. The driver hurried out and called his superior. Before he finished speaking, the other party said one word. Here you are. Ah! Here you are. Do you need me to repeat it? But I don't have that much money on me. Then think of a way to save him first. You park your car there. I will arrange for people to go there as soon as possible. Mr. Su must be saved. Otherwise, you don't have to come back. No, beep, beep, beep. There was a busy tone on the phone. Hey, these people, don't they use their brains when doing things? He went back into the clinic. How is it? Well, can you see if you can treat him first? I don't have that much money on me, but I definitely won't go back on my word. I'll use the car outside as collateral first. Someone will come and deliver the money soon, the driver said. Chapter 876. As he spoke, he took out the car keys and placed them on the table. The car outside is a BMW. It's less than 30,000 kilometers. It's definitely worth 100,000 yuan, the driver said. He was really anxious now. He was afraid that Wang Yao would not trust him and not treat him. If this dragged on and something happened to Su Xinyuan again, he would lose his job. The key problem was that the car was not his own. It was the company's car. He could mortgage it. My colleague is already on his way. He will arrive at noon today. He will definitely pay the consultation fee by then. All right, wait aside, Wang Yao said. Oh, thank you. The driver was relieved when he heard Wang Yao say that. Wait here for a moment, he said to Jia Zizai and Hu Mei. I'll boil the medicine and detoxify him. If you want to drink tea, make it yourself. Oh, I know, sir. Wang Yao went to the next room. The patient's condition was poisoning. It was a kind of fire poison. It was very simple for him. 1 leaf of detoxification grass was enough. However, if he went to other places, he was afraid that it might not be effective even if he racked his brains. This kind of poison is very strange. I don't know how he got infected with it. The water boiled slightly and then cooled down a little. The leaf of detoxification grass quickly dissolved after entering the water. It was done. Wang Yao came to the consultation room with a porcelain bowl full of medicine. Help him up. The driver hurried forward and helped Su Xinyuan up. Wang Yao reached out and opened his mouth. He poured the bowl of medicine into his mouth. He sat next to him and waited for about 20 minutes. Done. He waved his hand. Su Xinyuan, who was lying on the bed, slowly woke up. He saw a young man who looked to be no more than 30 years old. Where is this? How do you feel? Wang Yao asked. Feeling? Su Xinyuan was stunned. Only then did he realize that the scorching heat that caused him so much pain and drove him into a state of madness had basically completely subsided. He had regained his rationality. Although his body was still sore, especially his hands, as if the bones in his fingers had been shattered, he had finally returned to being himself. Are you Wang Yao, Dr. Wang? Su Xinyuan immediately understood that Dr. Wang must have appeared at the critical moment to save him. Yes, it's me. Your poison is very interesting, Wang Yao said with a smile. I was careless, Su Yuanqing said. Is it a poisonous insect or a plant? No, it's a weapon, a bow and arrow. The poison is smeared on the arrowheads, Su Xinyuan said. Before he came, He remembered what Guo Zhenghe had told him. He could tell Wang Yao these things, so he did. Oh! Wang Yao was slightly startled. He did not expect that someone would still use poisonous arrows. Can you tell me where it is? Of course, in southern Yunnan, a place called the Valley of Thousands of Medicine. Southern Yunnan, the Valley of Thousands of Medicine? Why, do you know it? Ah, I've heard of it. Wang Yao smiled. He had heard of this place before. Sanguzi had mentioned it by accident. It seemed to be a mysterious place in southern Yunnan. Your poison has been detoxified, but the cost is not low. How much? After listening to Wang Yao's price, Su Xin did not even blink. Tell your colleague that he doesn't need to come over. Su Xinyuan directly transferred the money to pay. Let me treat your hands for you. Earlier, he had been digging into the tree and pounding the ground. His hands were injured. Okay, thank you. Wang Yao gave him a simple treatment of the injuries. He sprinkled some medicinal powder and bandaged his hands with gauze. Although the poison has been detoxified, there are still many hidden injuries in your body that need further treatment and recovery. You can do this on your own when you go back. I don't know if Dr. Wang has any suitable medicine here, Su Xinyuan said. If his terrible poison could be detoxified, it would be even easier to nurse his body. He decided to get the medicine from Wang Yao. Yes, I have a primordial spirit soup here, which can consolidate the corporeity. It is suitable for your current situation. Thank you. He took a few medicines from Wang Yao and left after paying. After leaving the clinic, Su Xinyuan asked the driver, "Tell me what happened just now." "Ah, when? When you passed out." "When we came here and I woke up," Su Xinyuan said. "You can't even remember what happened before you passed out. Are you suffering from amnesia?" "No, I just don't remember some things very clearly," Su Xinyuan said. In fact, he did not remember some fragments clearly. The driver immediately told him what had happened in detail, including when he was digging into the tree and pounding the ground when he went crazy. He then rushed into the field and was easily restrained by the man. "I remember that," Su Xinyuan said. "Well, Mr. Su, don't you think this medicine is too expensive? 100,000 yuan. The driver sighed. It was too easy to make money. It was just a dose of medicine that could be exchanged for more than a year's income. How much money could he make in a year? It's not expensive. It's more than worth it, Su Xinyuan replied simply. What? It's not expensive? When the driver heard this, he almost drove the car into the river by the side of the road. Was this person's brain fried and he still hadn't replied? Expensive? Then let me ask you, how much is your life worth? How can it be measured by money? The driver smiled awkwardly. Yes, life is priceless. If I don't get treatment in time, I'll probably die. At that time, what's the use of money to me? The driver did not speak after hearing that. He knew what Su Xinyuan said was reasonable, but he would never take out so much money to buy a dose of medicine. As for that Dr. Wang, I didn't expect him to be so capable at such a young age. It's really surprising. Well, yes. You still want that person to call him Mr. Yes, call him Mr. Su Xinyuan knew what he was capable of. Even if he was in a state of madness, it was definitely not something an ordinary person could handle. Those fighting skills, even killing skills, had been tempered thousands of times and become a part of his body. The more dangerous it was, the more he could use them. The other party had easily restrained him in a state of madness. It was obvious that the other party was a master. It's really surprising that there are two such people in this mountain village. He looked back at the small mountain village behind him. Is it like the Valley of Thousands of Medicine? Is it also a place outside the world? Thinking of that, he took out his mobile phone and searched for information related to the mountain village. It's only 70 years old. Mr. Su, where are we going next? Back to Dao. I have to get back as soon as possible. Okay. Wait. Su Xinyuan suddenly shouted. With a squeak, the car came to a sudden stop. What's wrong? Go back to the clinic. Go back. Okay. The driver turned the car around and stopped outside the clinic. You wait here for a moment. Su Xinyuan knocked on the door and entered the clinic. The three people were still there. Looking at the person who had left and returned, Wang Yao smiled and said, Is there anything else? Excuse me, Dr. Wang, do you still have that antidote? There is a little left. Why? Ah, that's great. Can I buy some more? Su Xinyuan hurriedly asked. Oh, I don't have to pay for this. Wait a moment. Wang Yao put the little bit of antidote left in the multifunctional pot for herbs into a small bottle and handed it to Su Xinyuan. Thank you. You're welcome. Su Xinyuan took it and was about to leave. You bought medicine? The driver was surprised when he saw Wang Yao come out with a bottle in his hand. No, I didn't buy it. Just drive. Oh, okay. The car started and left the village again. In the clinic, that person is not ordinary, Jiazizai said. Well, the evil spirit on him is very strong, just like you in the past. Wang Yao said. He was extremely sensitive to auras. He could naturally feel such an unusual aura on such a person. Chapter 877. A license plate from Tao? Have you heard of the Valley of Thousands of Medicine? Wang Yao said. He was now interested in the name that had appeared again. I haven't heard of it, Jiazizai said. I don't know. Hu Mei shook her head. In fact, we haven't carried out any missions in southern Yunnan. We just go there for fun. If you want to know more, I can ask someone to help you find out. They were indeed unfamiliar with southern Yunnan, but there were people who knew more about it. They could inquire about it through previous channels. Will it cause you any trouble? No. All right, let's ask then. Okay. While they were talking, another patient came into the clinic. Jiazizai and Hu Mei got up and left. On the other side, Su Xinyuan rushed to Dao after leaving the mountain village. He took the nearest plane and flew directly to southern Yunnan. He returned to He County that night and rested in a temporary place in He County. The next day, he made an appointment with Guo Jinghe. Seeing that Su Xinyuan's complexion was normal, Guo Jinghe was relieved. Uncle Su, are you okay? Yes, the doctor that child introduced is really good. He cured the disease. Yes, his medical skills are superb and rare in the world, Guo Jinghe said. Unfortunately, my relationship with him is not very harmonious. Su Xinyuan just responded and did not make any comment. After all, it was not good for him to say anything about it. He could only secretly say, what a pity. People like that should find ways to have a good relationship with them. Who could guarantee that people would not get sick or suffer disasters in their lives? Uncle Su, you should rest for a while. Don't worry about the Valley of Thousands of Medicine for the time being. Oh, okay, Su Xinyuan said. In his current situation, he could not do anything even if he wanted to. It was better to have a good rest and conserve his energy. Uncle Su, how did you get poisoned? Guo Jinghe asked. In fact, this was what he was most concerned about. He wanted to know the other party's background and methods so that he could take precautions. I was shot by an arrow when I went to the Valley of Thousands of Medicine. I was only slightly injured at the time and bled a little. I didn't care too much about it. I just treated the wound. I think I was poisoned at that time. Okay. Guo Jinghe nodded. Blood poisoning? Yes, but I heard that their means are far more than that. They also have colorless and odorless poisons that can poison people without anyone knowing. Moreover, it may be impossible to detect anything in the hospital. What's the point of studying these poisons in an unworldly land? I'm not sure about that. Maybe it was passed down? Su Xinyuan said. Uncle Su, thank you for your hard work, Guo Jinghe said solemnly. You're too polite, young master. Don't do anything else for the time being. Have a good rest, Guozhenghe said as he pushed a bank card in front of him. The password is still your birthday. Young master, there's no need. I haven't used up the last time. Take it. It's a little compensation from me. Guozhenghe couldn't think of a better way at the moment. Money and beauties were commonly used to win people's hearts. He knew that Su Xinyuan didn't get close to women. Okay, thank you. I hope this is the end of it, Guozhenghe whispered as he looked out the window. Hundreds of miles away, in the valley of thousands of medicine surrounded by mountains and forests, in the largest wooden building in the valley, Master, are you looking for me? Have you caught the outsider who came last time? No, but he shouldn't be able to live. He was hit by our poisonous arrow. Yeah. Miaoshi River, who was sitting cross-legged, nodded gently. Haven't you found Qingshan yet? No. Keep looking, Miaoshi River said. Try to find him as much as possible. He's the only descendant of the old chief. We can't let him die like this. Yes, master, Miao Qingfeng said. Also, tell the people outside to pay attention to the news of Captain Yang. See if he said anything he shouldn't. Yes, master. Do you want to be direct? Miao Qingfeng made a gesture. No, we're now in the teeth of the storm, Miaoshi River said. We're just a small village outside the world. We can't attract too much attention. Okay, I understand. He probably didn't find any useful information. That's best. We're now at a critical time. We can't make any mistakes. Yes, master. Miao Qingfeng left the wooden building. Master has changed, he said in a low voice, and then he left. After the people from the outside left, the stockade returned to its usual tranquility. The lake in the middle of the village stayed there quietly. With a whoosh, there were waves in the lake. A black shadow flashed by below. It was very large. In the village thousands of miles away, Wang Yao called Zhong Luchuan, Jia Zizai, and Hu Mei to the clinic. Sir, what can I do for you? Yes, Wang Yao said with a smile. Come on, drink it. Wang Yao poured a bowl of medicine for each of them. What is this? Jia Zizai picked it up and smelled the medicine. It was not particularly pungent. After smelling it carefully, she could smell a unique fragrance. Medicine, Wang Yao said bluntly. Medicine? What medicine? I'm not sick. Haha, it's not to cure, but to prevent disease, Wang Yao said with a smile. This is the detoxification powder I decocted, Wang Yao said. It can detoxify hundreds of poisons. After you take it, it will gradually change your body. It should eventually make you immune to hundreds of poisons. Really? Jia Zizai was surprised. Being immune to hundreds of poisons only existed in movies and novels. It was unexpected that someone could do it in real life. Of course, it's true. The idea had suddenly come to Wang Yao the day before after treating the patient who had been poisoned. At that time, he had been thinking about what to do if he was not around and Zhong Luchuan had been poisoned. Should he carry the detoxification powder with him all the time? Or should he solve the problem from the root? He chose the latter. After thinking about it for an afternoon and a night, he came up with such a solution. He would use the medicine to change their bodies and make them immune to hundreds of poisons like in novels and movies. So, he decocted the medicine. It was a very simple combination of shanjing and detoxification grass, which were both licorice root. Thank you, sir. Zhong Luchuan picked up the medicine and drank it. Is it bitter? Jia Zizai asked. Before Zhong Luchuan could answer, she drank all the medicine. It was not as bitter as imagined. If one felt it carefully, there would be a unique fragrance. Hu Mei also drank it. How do you feel? Wang Yao asked with a smile. Well, it's weird, Jia Zizai said. In fact, after drinking the bowl of medicine, at first, there was only a slight heat in the abdomen. Other than that, there was no other feeling. You can start to do breathing exercises, Wang Yao said. After hearing that, The three of them did not have any doubts or hesitation. They sat on the ground and began to do breathing exercises. Then, they found that their bodies began to change. The warmth in their abdomens turned into thousands of streams and spread to their limbs and bones. Their whole bodies were very comfortable. There was a feeling of being bathed in the spring breeze. Wow, it's so comfortable. Breathing exercises were conducted and Naishi flowed. The warm feeling gradually faded. The three of them stopped one after another. How do you feel? Wang Yao asked. I feel very comfortable, as if there is some kind of tonic in the medicine, Zhong Luchuan said after thinking about it. Yes, it was a tonic. What about you? Wang Yao asked. Well, I feel like I ate ginseng stewed chicken, Jia Zizai said. It's a condensed version. I feel comfortable, Hu Mei said with a smile. Hu Mei said with a smile. She couldn't describe her feelings in more detail. She just felt very comfortable and warm all over. Well, there is nothing else, Wang Yao said. Come again tomorrow and see how Auntie is doing for 7 days. The Shanjing and detoxification grass were mild. There were no toxic side effects. It would not be a problem to take them for a long time. Thank you, sir. The three of them bid farewell and left the clinic. Brother, has Sir given you medicine before? Jia Zizai asked curiously. No, never, Zhong Luchuan said. He gave me a wooden tablet. What wooden tablet? This. Zhong Luchuan took out the pharmacist's order that Wang Yao had given him earlier. Chapter 878. It was a very delicate small wooden sign. On one side was a mountain, and on the other side was a simple word for medicine. Well, what a strange fragrance, Jia Zizai curiously said. What's the use of this? With this wooden sign, Dr. Wang can use all his strength to save a person, Zhong Luchuan said. Wow, that's amazing! Jia Zizai exclaimed. With Dr. Wang's medical skills, he can almost save the dead, right? I don't know how high Dr. Wang's medical skills are, Zhong Luchuan said. Just like his martial arts, I can't see the bottom. Brother, you don't need this sign, do you? Jia Zizai asked with a smile. With their current status, as long as they were injured or sick, Wang Yao would naturally do his best. Haha, you don't know this, Zhong Luchuan said. This pharmacist's order has another magical effect. What is it? After wearing it, hundreds of insects will avoid you, Zhong Luchuan said. Hundreds of insects? All the poisonous insects don't dare to come close? Yes, I have, Zhong Luchuan said. It's really useful. You have flies, mosquitoes, and other insects. When they see me, they stay far away. That's good, Jia Zizai said. In summer, you don't need mosquito coils or mosquito nets. I'll ask Dr. Wang for 2 pieces another day, Zhong Luchuan said. Are you afraid of mosquito bites? In the mountain village, Wang Ziqing's home, crack. Wang Yilong was chopping firewood in the yard. Dad, what are you doing? After hearing the sound, Wang Ziqing's wife hurriedly ran out of the house. This pile of firewood has been here for some time, the old man said. Ziqing has been busy from morning to night. You have to take care of the children and cook, so you can't take care of it. I was not feeling well 2 days ago, but I feel much better these 2 days. I have nothing to do, so I chopped it all. He hadn't worked for a long time, and his shoulders were sore after just one breath of work. Oh, he was old. Dad, you don't have to do this, his daughter-in-law hurriedly said. You'd better go back to the house and rest. I'll chop it later. She was very clear about the old man's condition. He couldn't be overworked. He had to recuperate now. Who knew how long he could live like this? I'm not tired, the old man said with a smile. There's really no need for you to do this. Please come in and have some tea. In the end, the old man couldn't persuade his daughter-in-law. He put down the axe and went into the house to drink tea. He even rubbed his shoulders as he walked. Dad, are you feeling unwell? No, it's just that I haven't worked for a while, so my shoulders aren't very strong. It's fine. Oh, that's good. The daughter-in-law heaved a sigh of relief. She was really afraid that her father-in-law would have other problems because of chopping firewood just now. His body had just gotten better, so he couldn't afford to have any more problems. The old man yawned and stretched his body. Well, it's actually quite good to move around. When Zicheng comes back, I'll tell him that he can't always raise him like this in the future. He needs to move his body more. The old man said to himself. In Jia Zizai's house in the mountain village. Jia Zizai split apart several stacked bricks with a single palm strike. Whoosh! Hiss! What are you doing this time? Hu Mei asked curiously upon seeing this. I'm practicing Qigong. Qigong? Hu Mei was surprised. Do you have Neishi? No. Then what kind of Qigong are you practicing? Hu Mei asked with a smile. I'm practicing Qigong. Qigong is like splitting bricks with your hands, Hu Mei said. That's a hard skill. Why don't you practice breaking big stones with your chest? That's too dangerous. You've only been quiet for a few days. Why are you jumping around again? Meditating to guide Qigong is very boring. It's gradual. Just think of it as relaxation. In fact, recently, Jia Zizai's temperament had been tempered and improved a lot. This time, it was purely a whim. Wife, what do you think is the use of Qigong? How would I know? You have to ask Mr. Wang or senior brother. Forget about Mr. Wang, Jia Zizai said. His realm is too high. You can ask senior brother. He is someone we can catch up with. Let's go and have tea with senior brother. When Jia Zizai arrived at Zhong Liuchuan's home, he found Zhong Liuchuan chopping firewood in the yard. A rusty axe that should have been thrown away was displaying amazing power in Zhong Liuchuan's hands. Regardless of the thickness of the firewood, it was easily split by the axe. Senior brother, are you busy? Is something the matter again? Zhong Liuchuan looked up and asked with a smile. You don't say, Jia Zizai said. If there is really something, you go ahead. I found that watching you chop firewood is also a kind of enjoyment. This was not a compliment. It was true. The axe in Zhong Liuchuan's hands had a very unique charm. Ha ha! Zhong Liuchuan stopped chopping firewood and went into the house. He made a pot of tea for his junior brother. Have some tea. Thank you, senior brother. Tell me, why are you looking for me? What's the use of qi? Jia Zizai asked. Qi? Zhong Liuchuan was slightly startled. Are you talking about Neishi? Yes, Neishi, Jia Zizai said. Haha, of course, it is wonderful, Zhong Liuchuan said. Tell me in detail. Jia Zizai's eyes lit up. I have been practicing for too long, Zhong Liuchuan said. Neishi is only a drop of water, but this drop makes my spirit and vitality full. I have tried it before. It is not a big deal if I don't sleep or rest for 2 days. Well, I can simply understand it as an increase in endurance, right? Jia Zizai thought for a moment. Yes, you can understand it that way. Zhong Liuchuan took a sip of tea. What else? There is more. Zhong Liuchuan thought for a moment. Come on, let's compete. He stretched out an arm. What do you mean? Arm wrestling. Well, whoever loses will treat the other party to a meal and drink. Okay. Zhong Liuchuan smiled. Start. Jia Zizai used all his strength at the beginning, but Zhong Liuchuan's arm did not move at all. What is going on? He continued to use his strength. His face was red because of the excessive force, but Zhong Liuchuan was still calm. He felt that it was not arm wrestling, but a cement telephone pole inserted into the ground. I am starting. After Zhong Liuchuan finished speaking, he began to use his strength. Jia Zizai immediately felt the surging strength of his opponent. He had no room to resist and lost directly. Damn, you are so strong. You can try using both hands. Really? Jia Zizai asked. Really? Come on. I will treat you tonight. Come to my house and drink with me. You still want to drink? Start. Jia Zizai used both hands at the same time, but Zhong Liuchuan's arm still did not move, just like before. What is going on? Well, it is my turn. It was still the same surging strength, but he still lost very quickly. There was no room for resistance. Is this also because of qi? Yes, it is also because of qi. Jia Zizai sat there for a long time. What else? Also, I can hear more clearly, see farther, and feel more vivid around me. The 5 senses are sharper. Yes. Well, Senior, I will not ask, Jia Zizai said. Why don't you just say it all in one breath? That's it. That's it? Is that not enough? Zhong Liuchuan asked with a smile. That's not what I meant. Jia Zizai waved his hand. Junior, you only have a sense of qi. There is no neishi in your body. Why do you ask? See, hear, and be motivated. Zhong Liuchuan smiled. That's good. Senior, to what extent has Sir reached? Well, I can't say, Zhong Liuchuan said. Sir can already release neishi and communicate with heaven and earth. Communicate with heaven and earth? Jia Zizai looked up at the sky outside. What would that be like? Would he be able to summon clouds and rain with a flip of his hand? You can't be impatient when it comes to cultivation. Take it one step at a time. Yes, sorry to disturb you, senior brother. It's fine. Have some tea. Thank you. Jia Zizai stayed with Zhong Liuchuan for a long time. Come to my house for dinner tonight. No, I was just joking. Don't take it seriously. Of course, you have to keep your word. You must come. There's really no need. Let's not talk about this anymore. Senior brother, you're not giving me face by not coming. I'm leaving. Chapter 879. He shook his head with a smile and continued to drink tea. You're back? Wang Yao asked. Yes, I gained a lot, Jia Zizai said. What did you gain? Wang Yao asked. When it comes to qi, I'm far behind Senior, Jia Zizai said. He then told Hu Mei about what he had seen and felt at Zhong Liuchuan's house in the afternoon. From what you said, the gap is quite big, Hu Mei said with a smile. It seems that you have to work hard. Of course, I have to work hard. By the way, make some good dishes tonight. Senior, come over for dinner. Okay. By the way, ask Dr. Wang to come too. Go and ask him. Okay. In the clinic, Wang Yao was treating a middle-aged man. The man looked to be in his 40s. He was dressed in extraordinary clothes, but his complexion was not good. His eyes were a little dim, and his spirit was lacking. His breathing was a little rough. Hey, Dr. Wang, I don't know what's wrong with me recently. I can't sleep well, and I don't want to eat. I always feel weak all over. Wang Yao just glanced at him and smiled. What's the cause of your illness? Don't you know? What's the cause? The man was stunned. You've been having too much sex recently, Wang Yao said. In other words, you've been indulging in pleasure. It hurts your kidneys, body, and spirit. Naturally, you feel weak and spiritless. Well, the man was a little embarrassed to hear Wang Yao say it so bluntly. In fact, he had recently found a new secretary who was 22 or 23 years old. She was beautiful and in good health. She kept calling him brother, which made him hot all over. He had spent a lot of effort to get her. Naturally, he had sex every night. As the saying goes, there are only tired cows, but there is no field that can't be plowed. However, he was at his age. He wanted to run wild, but he lacked the strength. He could only rely on some medicine to support himself. The little vixen was so torturous that he couldn't stop. For more than a month, he had indulged a lot. He took a lot of supplements, but his body was still weak. He felt that he couldn't go on like this, so he came to Wang Yao. Is there any way? It's simple. Abstinence. You'll see results after a month, Wang Yao said. 1 month? The man was stunned. He was definitely addicted now. He could endure it for a day or two, but he definitely couldn't endure it for a month. Well, Dr. Wang, I've long heard that your medical skills are superb. Can you help me recover without abstinence? Don't worry, I'll definitely pay you, the man said. Wang Yao stared at the man. Your request is the same as wanting a horse to run but not letting it eat more grass. It's impossible. Wang Yao was too lazy to talk to people who didn't cherish their bodies and were addicted to lust. All right, you can leave now. He waved his hand. Hey, no, Dr. Wang, think about it again. Do you have any drugs for this? The man was a little anxious when Wang Yao wanted to drive him away. No drugs, Wang Yao said. In fact, he had such drugs, but he would never give them to such a person. No, the man said. Please leave. It's late. Go back and continue, Wang Yao said. Okay. The man looked back when he came out. What's the big deal? Ouch. He fell to the ground and ate a mouthful of soil. Who is it? Just now, he clearly felt that someone had secretly tripped him, causing him to fall. He got up and saw a man standing aside staring at him coldly. Who are you? Who are you? What were you muttering here just now? Jiao Zizai asked. He came here and saw the man spitting in the direction of the clinic. It was terrible. So, he made the man eat a mouthful of soil. Bah, bah. The man felt something in his mouth and hurriedly spat a few times. Who the hell are you? The man had been holding back his anger in the clinic just now. He couldn't help it and directly let it out. Bah. The man slapped him in the face and spun 3 times. Then, he sat on the ground. Did you eat sh*t when you went out? Why is your mouth so smelly? Ah, you. The man stood up and was stunned. No, there was something in his mouth. There was a smell of blood. Bah. He spat out a tooth with blood in his saliva. My tooth, my tooth. Well, it's only your tooth. If it goes on like this, it won't be your tooth that will fall out. You. The man clenched his fists and wanted to rush over. Go away. Jiao Zizai's breath suddenly changed. The man suddenly felt cold all over. It was as if the person standing in front of him was not a person, but a demon, a fierce beast. Just you wait. He turned around and fled in a fluster. Tsk, this line again. It's too unoriginal, Jiao Zizai said disdainfully. He then pushed the door and entered the clinic. Sir, who were you arguing with outside just now? Wang Yao asked with a smile. Although he was sitting in the room, he could hear the voices outside very clearly. A guy with a dirty mouth. Oh, the man in a suit, who is fat and walks like he's floating. Yes, that's him. There's no need to argue with him. I guess in 3 months, he won't be able to get out of bed, Wang Yao said. Well, is that so? What's his illness, sir? His bones were scraped by a steel knife, and he took a lot of drugs. His body was hollowed out and became weak, Wang Yao said. I see. Jiao Zizai knew what Wang Yao meant. He deserves it. What's the matter? Sir, are you free tonight? I want to invite you to have a meal at my home. Tonight? Yes. Okay, Wang Yao said. He was free at night. After chatting for a while, Jiao Zizai said goodbye and left. He drove out to buy groceries. Everything in their small village was good, but it was not very convenient to go shopping. Not long after leaving the village and going west, he saw a BMW parked at the intersection. The person in the car was talking on the phone. Hey, it's him again. Jiao Zizai squinted and looked at the license plate number. It was the car driven by the man he had slapped in the mountain village. Yes, this is the village. What, why? Dr. Wang treated my mother's illness and cured her for many years. Chief Jing, you should find someone else. Beep, beep, beep. The phone was hung up again. Damn it. The middle-aged man suddenly slammed the phone on the steering wheel. He was annoyed in the mountain village and was beaten up. He lost 1 tooth and 3 teeth were loose. He had never been so angry. After he came out, He started to call people to come to the mountain village to seek revenge. In the end, he found 2 gangsters. They rejected him as soon as they heard that he was here. I don't believe it. I'll hire people from outside. Bang, bang, bang. Someone knocked on the car window. He turned his head and saw a man wearing sunglasses. What? He lowered the car window a little and said in an extremely unfriendly tone, "Parking is not allowed here." "Get out of here," Jiazizai said coldly. "Who are you? The road is so wide that you can't walk. Is this your house?" At that moment the phone was connected. "Hello, it's me. Help me find some people." "Why do you want to find someone?" Jiazizai smiled and took off his sunglasses. "Damn, it's you." The man's hand trembled and he dropped his phone. "Come out, let's talk," Jiazizai said with a smile. "Go to hell." The middle-aged man slammed on the accelerator and the BMW suddenly rushed out. Hey, you won't turn back until you hit the south wall." Jiazizai smiled and looked at the car that was about to go far away. Bang! The car suddenly changed direction and slammed into a stone on the side of the road. Bang! The airbag popped out and the person inside was bounced into a mess. "Look, I asked you to come out, but you didn't. You're in trouble now, aren't you?" Bang! The door opened and the man climbed out of the car. He picked up the phone and called 120 with trembling hands. "How is it? Do you feel uncomfortable? How many fingers is this?" Jiazizai smiled and stretched out her fingers. It's you. "Yes, it's me, it's still me." Jiazizai smiled and said, "Okay, I'll stop chatting with you. I have other things to do. Wait here for rescue. Be careful when you drive next time. It doesn't matter if you die, but don't hit other people. Even if you hit people, it's a sin even if you hit cows, sheep, flowers, or plants. Don't you think so?" Chapter 880. Director Jing spat out a mouthful of blood. This was purely due to his anger. "Aya, you're vomiting blood. It's so dangerous. Did you call an ambulance? Do you need me to tell you the phone number of the emergency center?" Jiazizai was still gloating over his misfortune. This was also because his temperament had changed. If it were in the past, he was afraid that he would have already been unable to speak. He might even have gone to the King of Hell to drink tea. "All right, I'll stop chatting with you. Bye." Jiazizai got into the car and stepped on the accelerator to leave, bringing up a cloud of dust along the way. Bah, bah, bah. The man lying on the ground choked on a cloud of dust. You wait for me." The middle-aged man looked up to the sky and shouted, "Phone, where is my phone?" When he wanted to call an ambulance, he found that his phone was missing. Damn it, where did it go? He endured the pain and dizziness and searched around for his phone, but he could not find it. "Hey, what is this? Where did the phone come from?" Jiazizai, who was driving, took out a phone. After glancing at it, she rolled down the window and threw it directly into the river on the north side of the road. With a splash, the latest mobile phone sank into the river just like that. "Oh, this will pollute the environment." Jiazizai stopped the car. "Forget it, we can't get it out. We must be careful in the future." After that, she stepped on the accelerator and the car suddenly rushed out. Director Jing, who had been in the car accident, had no other choice but to endure the pain and limp. He wanted to go to a nearby village to find someone to help him call. Fortunately, he was lucky. After walking for a short while, he met a car. He reached out to stop the car, but the person who had been in the car suddenly screeched and sped past him. "Why are you running so fast? Didn't you see that person? Who knows if he's a scammer?" Soon, they saw the car that had been in the car accident. "There was a car accident. He wanted to ask for help from us, right? Why don't I go back? This is a BMW 7. This person must be very rich. Alright, let's go. We still have things to do at home. D***, are these people blind? Director Jing said slowly. Creak, creak, creak. A hand-guided tractor came from afar. Sir, what's the matter? Looking at the man in tattered clothes, the old man asked kindly. Sir, do you have a cell phone? What machine? Phone. The man shouted. What is it? Me. The man sat down on the ground. Just as a scoundrel left, another weirdo came. What day was it today? Did he not check the almanac before going out? When have I ever suffered like this? When Chief Jing thought of this, he was so sad that he cried. His tears fell. You're already in your 40s. Why are you crying? An old man in his 60s stopped the hand-guided tractor and walked to his side. Why are you crying? Did your business go bankrupt, or did your wife run away with someone else? Sir, if it weren't for your age, I would really want to beat you up. Director Jing almost choked to death. What? This child. I'm just being nice to you. Why do you want to beat me up? Hey sir, are you deaf at this time? Director Jing was stunned. Child, are you asking for a beating? Who said I'm deaf? The old man was not happy. You deserve it if something happens to you. He angrily got on the hand-guided tractor and left with a clattering sound. No sir. Bah! The old man even spat at him. Cough, cough, cough. Director Jing spat out another mouthful of blood. I'm going to die today. He had never been so unlucky in his life. I shouldn't have come to this mountain village today. I shouldn't have met that D*MN Dr. Wang. The man squatted by the road, crying and talking to himself. If he hadn't come here today, he wouldn't have encountered such a mess. It's all that Dr. Ma's fault for giving me such a bad idea. I'll fire him when I get back. He blamed all the reasons for today's unpleasant things on others. He didn't look for the reason from his own side at all. With a screech, a car stopped next to him. Someone was coming. He subconsciously looked up and saw the face that he hated the most so far. Hey, why are you still here? Didn't you call an ambulance? It's you again. Hey, what are you talking about? Are you stupid? I'll give you a chance to reorganize your words. What did you just say? Director Jing decisively chose to shut up. I can't afford to offend you, but I can hide, right? He didn't say anything. He just sat by the road and stared at the ground. Why aren't you talking? Why didn't you call an ambulance? Don't you know the phone number of the emergency center? 120, oh my God! Director Jing took a few deep breaths. Then, he fumbled in his pocket for a long time and took out a box of cigarettes. He took out one and lit it. This is an idiot. I won't lower myself to his level. This is an idiot. I won't lower myself to his level. What are you muttering about? Are you stupid? Hurry up and go to the hospital. Don't become a lunatic or dementia. You're the lunatic. Your whole family is lunatic. Oh, what a pity. I'm leaving. With a roar, the car drove away. God, why don't you take such a person away? You let him live in the world. He's so disgusting. Ha! Jia Zizai, who was sitting in the car, suddenly laughed. He felt that he was in a good mood today. He kept grinning all the way home. What made you so happy? I met a very interesting person today. Very interesting, Jia Zizai said with a smile. Is that so? Where is it? In the village. Oh, I'm so happy. Humei stared at him for a while. What's wrong, honey? Don't tell me you've caused trouble outside again? How is that possible? Why would I cause trouble? It's fine as long as others don't provoke me, Jia Zizai said. Here, I bought mutton, fish, and donkey meat. By the way, what do you like to eat? I don't know. Just make a few more dishes. Okay, I'll help. The two of them happily began to prepare a sumptuous dinner. On the road outside the mountain village, Chief Jing finally made a phone call and called for a rescue vehicle. He then left the place. I'll be back. I'll make you regret it. What kind of tragic experience had he experienced here? Why did he have such an expression? The accompanying medical staff saw his ferocious expression and thought, is this the hatred of killing his father or taking his wife? After Lidong, the days became shorter. It was not even 5:30 in the afternoon, and the sky was completely dark. At Jia Zizai's home, he and his wife prepared a table of sumptuous dishes. This is too sumptuous, Wang Yao said. Haha, it's just so. Would you like some? Yes, Wang Yao said with a smile. Anyway, he had nothing to do that night. The wind was blowing outside. It was very cold. Inside the house, it was full of people. Several people gathered around the table, talking and laughing. It was very lively. When Wang Yao and his wife left, it was past 8:30 p.m. He went home and told his parents. He gave them a massage to relax their muscles and bones. Then, he went out and went up Nanshan Hill. Ring. Buzz. While he was walking, his phone rang. It was Su Xiaoxue. Where are you? On the way to Nanshan Hill. At home? Yes, in the bedroom. I just took a shower, Su Xiaoxue said. Are your classes still so busy recently? Yes, much better, Su Xiaoxue said. It's quite cold over there. Pay attention to keeping warm and wear more clothes. Oh, I know, Su Xiaoxue said. Actually, I don't feel cold. Sir taught me the method of guiding qi. The neishi flows in the body. Even if I only wear a single layer of clothing, I don't feel cold. Well, you still have to wear more clothes appropriately. The method Wang Yao taught Su Xiaoxue was more profound than the three of them. Su Xiaoxue's talent was indeed high. She had practiced it with only a few words, which was something Wang Yao did not expect. Chapter 881. After their relationship was confirmed, Wang Yao gave Su Xiaoxue a little guidance. Su Xiaoxue's progress was amazing. At that moment, her neishi was far better than Zhong Liuchuan's. She had a little success in neishi, so naturally, she could resist the cold and heat. Is it cold over there? It's fine. In fact, the weather in the mountain village was not cold. It was about 10 degrees. The two of them chatted for a while before hanging up the phone. I haven't seen you for a long time, Wang Yao thought. Shall I go to Jing to have a look? It was night and the sky was gray. This kind of weather? Wang Yao looked carefully in the small courtyard for a while. There won't be any problems in the southeast, right? The next morning, the mountain village was shrouded in fog. The houses, trees, and hills were half hidden. It was like a fairyland. Fog? Wang Yao stood on Nanshan Hill and looked down the mountain. If it's like this here, what about the southeast I saw last night? At that time, hundreds of miles to the southeast of the mountain village, there was fog. The visibility was less than 5 meters. Such foggy weather was the most likely to cause traffic accident. What a fog! Don't talk, Wang Yao said. Be careful when you drive. Don't worry, I'm good at driving, Wang Yao said. With a loud thud, the car trembled. A car behind directly hit the rear bumper. F***CK. The man cursed. Be careful. Bang. Car accident happened. It was a serial car accident. The ambulance did not arrive. More and more people were injured. There were cries and screams. In the mountain village, the fog was very heavy. Are we still going up the mountain today? Hu Mei looked at the fog outside. Yes, why not? Jia Zizai asked. Let's go. When the two of them went out, Zhong Liuchuan was already on Nanshan Hill practicing qi. The fog on the mountain was slightly worse than below. Brother, you came early? The two of them saw him after going up the mountain. I came for a while. The three of them began a day of practice in the morning fog. Rustle. Rustle. Footstep. Sir. Wang Yao came out of the fog. You guys continue, Wang Yao said with a smile. Yes. The three of them continued to cultivate while Wang Yao sat to the side and watched them. Zhong Liuchuan had improved. For this man who was a few years older than himself, Wang Yao appreciated him very much. He indeed had an amazing talent in cultivation, and his state of mind was also very high. As for Jiazizai, he was slightly worse. He had talent, but his state of mind was a bit worse. He couldn't even compare to Hu Mei, who started cultivating later. No rush, Wang Yao said softly. After guiding them through their qi, they practiced their fist techniques as usual. Wang Yao taught them fist technique. After finishing his cultivation, it was time to go down the mountain. Sir, what is the use of this qi? Jiao Zizai asked. He really wanted to know the answer to that. He couldn't help but ask about it today. Qi, in the inside, nourishes the spirit, consolidates the foundation, and cultivates the spirit, Wang Yao said. Outside, it communicates with heaven and earth. In layman's terms, in the beginning, it has great benefits for your body, Wang Yao said. When you practice it to the spirit, you can have some kind of communication with heaven and earth. Communication? How do you communicate? Zhong Luchuan asked. Haha, you are still far from it, Wang Yao said with a smile. Sir, can you open our eyes to it? Junior. Zhong Luchuan frowned slightly. It doesn't matter, Wang Yao said with a smile. It doesn't hurt to have a look. The wind rose. Wang Yao waved his hand and a wind rose from the ground. It blew on their faces and blew away the fog around them. Hold it. He stood with one hand and the wind dissipated and then stopped. See, this is communicating with heaven and earth, Wang Yao said with a smile. Jiao Zizai was stunned. Hu Mei was also stunned. This must be a spell, right? Hiss. Wang Yao suddenly took a deep breath and put his hands together. His palms were facing each other. Open. He suddenly pushed out with his palm. With a bang, he fired a cannon on the ground. Then, the fog in front of them was pushed away by an invisible force. The fog was a pool of ink. When Wang Yao pushed with his palms, it was like a stream of water that split the ink into two and went straight for more than 10 meters away. This is also qi. Gulp. Jiao Zizai swallowed a mouthful of saliva. After recovering from the shock, Jiao Zizai said, Well, sir, I think I am biting off more than I can chew. Let's start from the basics. Yes, a lofty building starts from the ground, Wang Yao said. The road of cultivation can't be rushed. Well, sir, in our school, if we succeed in cultivation, can we prolong our life? Jiao Zizai asked. Here, if you practice according to this method, I don't dare to say more, but there is absolutely no problem for you to live more than 100 years, Wang Yao replied. He was confident. 100 years old, that's enough, Jiao Zizai said. He went down the mountain in high spirit. Look at how happy you are, Hu Mei said with a smile. Aren't you happy to be able to live to 100 years old? Yes, as long as I can still be with you, I am happy. Not just the two of us, Hu Mei said. We also have to have a few children and grandchildren. Hu Mei didn't speak. She just smiled gently. The sun rose, dispelling the fog. In the clinic, Wang Yao saw the news on his mobile phone. He knew that less than 2 hours ago, on a road with a lot of traffic in the southeast, the visibility was extremely low because of the fog. A series of car collisions occurred. So far, many people had been injured, but the exact number was unknown. As expected, Wang Yao said to himself, I hope no one died. The fog dissipated. The people in the mountain village were busy for the day. The clinic was open as usual. Many people came to see the doctor that day. Perhaps because of the sudden drop in temperature, some children had caught a cold. They coughed and had runny noses. 7 or 8 people came to see Wang Yao in the morning. Some of them had just caught a cold. Wang Yao just did a simple massage to promote the blood circulation in the body. After sweating a little, the cold in the body was expelled. Naturally, they were fine. Those who were slightly more serious were prescribed medicine. The morning passed just like that. Although the sun was high in the sky and very bright, It was still very cold when the wind blew on the body. After all, it was already winter. It was time for heating. Wang Yao's home used an earth heater. After lunch, he sat quietly at noon to rest. In the afternoon, Zheng Weijun came to the clinic. "Sir, the pharmaceutical company is ready," Zheng Weijun said. "Take a look and choose an auspicious day. We will start production." An auspicious day? Wang Yao was silent for a moment. "Well, I still don't quite understand," Zheng Weijun said. "Didn't you say you invited a master last time? Let him take a look." "Ah, don't you know this?" Zheng Weijun was stunned. Last time, Wang Yao had helped to see the feng shui, which was extremely efficacious. He thought that in addition to his medical skills, Wang Yao was also very good at feng shui. According to his understanding of feng shui, since he could see the feng shui, he should also be able to see the date. After all, the latter was much easier than the former. He didn't expect him to not know. "Well, I'll ask the master," Zheng Weijun said with a smile. Zheng Weijun said with a smile. In fact, he had already looked for the master. The master had already given him a date and wanted to ask Wang Yao for a final confirmation. Chapter 882. "All right, I'll call you when I've set a time," Zheng Weijun said. "All right." "You don't look very good," Wang Yao said. "Your liver has been too hot recently. You need to take care of your body." Zheng Weijun, who was sitting across from him, had slightly red eyes. His breathing was hot, which was a sign of excessive liver heat. "Drink more water, don't get angry, and eat less meat." "Oh, thank you, sir." He sat there for a while until the first patient in the afternoon came. He then left. In He County, thousands of miles away, after 2 days of recuperation, Su Xinyuan had basically recovered. "Young master, I'm going to have a look again. Do you still want to go there?" "Yes." He would get up from where he had fallen. He would get back at whoever had tricked him. He, Su Xinyuan, had never been a magnanimous person. He had suddenly suffered such a loss and suffered a lot. If he had not found Wang Yao in time to receive treatment, he might have lost his life. He could not let this matter rest. "Uncle Su, I think it's better not to go there for the time being. It's too dangerous there. I've already asked Wang Yao for some antidote." Guo Jinghe, who was on the other end of the phone, was silent for a moment. He knew the man's character. "Well, why don't you change your way of thinking and look for the missing murderer, Miao Qingshan? Or, look for some people who hate the Valley of Thousands of Medicine. It might be better to start with them." Guo Jinghe had been thinking about the Valley of Thousands of Medicine. He was mainly thinking about how to guard against it. The reason he did not let Uncle Su go was that he did not want to make a big deal out of it. He did not want to make a feud with the Valley of Thousands of Medicine. After all, He County was just a place where his resume was gilded. He could not stay there for the rest of his life. According to his family's and his own arrangements, he would stay there for at most 3 years before leaving to be promoted to a better position. Making fewer enemies and more friends was one of his principles. Of course, there was no other way when it involved his fundamental interests. However, this matter wasn't too deeply involved for the time being. What he wanted to do now was to take precautions and not take the initiative to provoke. "Yes, young master, you're right. They should have taken precautions. It's too dangerous to barge in rashly. All right, I'll ask around first." "Okay." After hanging up, Guo Jinghe leaned against the back of the chair and closed his eyes to rest. There were some things that couldn't be said too clearly, or it would be counterproductive. It was several hundred li away from He County, and it didn't feel like it was deep in the mountains and forests. In the forest there was a man, a tall and strong man. His clothes were old and tattered, and he looked exhausted. Shuttling through the jungle. Huh! Suddenly, he stopped in his tracks. His eyes stared quietly at the forest in front of him. With a flick of his arm, a shiny curved blade appeared in his hand. Who is it? The dull voice was like a worn-out bellows. Has the old patriarch's bloodline already fallen to such a state? A man's voice came from behind the tree, and then a person walked out. He had a medium build and was dressed in camouflage. His face was dark and his eyes were slightly red. It's you. Are you still alive? The tall and strong man was surprised after seeing the man's face clearly. As you can see, I'm still alive, the man said with a smile. But you've been framed and wanted. Where are you going next? Are you going to hide in this deep forest for the rest of your life? Just say what you want to say, the tall and strong man said. Come with me, the tall and strong man said. After all, we are from the same stockade. Besides, we have a common enemy. You can't deal with him. You mean Uncle Shiha? The tall and strong man asked. What do you think? Why would the two policemen go to your house for no reason? Why would there be a broken hand and a dead body in your house? They didn't show up earlier or later. They showed up just when they came because they needed a scapegoat to help them get rid of suspicion. Your identity is a bit special, so they chose you. You still call him uncle. You've been betrayed, but you still help him count the money. How do you know what happened in the stockade so well? Have you gone back? I have my own way, the tall and strong man said. Come with me. I don't believe Uncle Shiha would do that, the tall and strong man said after a moment of silence. Ha ha ha, Qingshan, you are still too naive, the tall and strong man said. As the saying goes, you may know a person for a long time without understanding his true nature. Why do you think your father died after the old chief? With the ability of the older generation in the stockade, what illness can't they cure? The tall and strong man asked. As for his sudden death, think about it. Over the years, how many people in the stockade have died of illness? How could your father's death be so coincidental? Have you ever thought about it? He was the chief of the Miaoshi River. He poisoned your father and even the old chief. Impossible, the tall and strong man said. Why didn't my father say anything? Besides, it was my grandfather who passed the position to him. The tall and strong man was Miao Qingshan, who had run out of the Valley of Thousands of Medicine. The Miaoshi River's ability to use poison is too high, the tall and strong man said. It's easy for him to poison someone silently. Besides, even if your father eventually found out, what could he do? There was no evidence. The Miaoshi River has the support of most of the older generation in the village. Things have already come to that point. They were just trying to protect you. Why did your uncle escape and go missing? How do you know so much? Miao Qingshan asked. Why did I escape from the stockade? Because you broke the rules. Rules? Ha ha, oh, you are as honest as your father. That's an excuse, the tall and strong man said. It's because I saw what I shouldn't have seen, heard what I shouldn't have heard, and knew what I shouldn't have known. They wanted to kill me to shut me up. Otherwise, how could my healthy father and mother die for no reason after I left? It's all the Miaoshi River's doing behind the scenes. Miao Qingshan was silent. Obviously, he would not easily believe the man just because of a few words. You will eventually understand what I'm saying, the tall and strong man said. Now, the first thing you need to do is find a place to stay. You can't hide in the mountains every day, can you? Do you have a way? Come with me. Don't worry, I won't hurt you. Besides, I'm a wanted criminal now, the tall and strong man said with a smile. Miao Qingshan hesitated for a while, then followed him and disappeared into the depths of the jungle. In the afternoon, in the mountain village thousands of miles away, 2 police cars broke the silence of the village. This is the car. The middle-aged man leading the way in front was Chief Xing, who had been tortured the day before. He had never been bullied like that before. He had gone to the hospital for a checkup the day before. After confirming that there was no major problem with his body, he immediately called the police. That day, He used his connections to bring the police officers to the mountain village. Why is it this village? The police officer who drove the car asked. I hope it's not that one. Chief Xing quickly found the car that Jia Zizai drove the day before. This is the car. Are you sure? The police officer asked. Yes, I'm 100% sure, Chief Xing said. They knocked on the door. Jia Zizai greeted them with a smile. Hello, police officers. What's the matter? Hey, it's you. The car accident yesterday was so serious, but you weren't hospitalized. You should stay in the hospital for more observation. You should drive carefully in the future. It doesn't matter if you die, but don't knock down other people. It's not good to knock down trees and plants. You. Chief Xing was so angry that he couldn't breathe. He felt dizzy and almost fainted. Well, comrade, we need you to cooperate with the investigation, one of the police officers hurriedly said. No problem. Do you need me to go to the police station? No, I'll ask you a few questions. Did you hit Mr. Xing yesterday? One of the police officers asked. I did, Jia Zizai said. Why? The police officer asked. He was talking nonsense and attacked me. He was the one who hit me first, Jia Zizai said. You're talking nonsense. You hit me first. Chief Xing was so angry that he jumped on the spot. Who can prove it? Jia Zizai's words were like cold water poured over his heart. Yes, there were only the two of them at the time of the accident. There were no witnesses at all. There must be a camera nearby, Chief Xing said. Well, Mr. Xing, please calm down and wait for us to finish our questions. Come in and sit. It's tiring to stand outside. Jia Zizai invited them into the house. Hey, you, wait outside. He stopped Chief Xing outside. You're the one who complained first. A mad dog bites people. You still want to come in? You. Chief Xing was so angry that his whole body trembled. In the end, the police officers couldn't persuade Jia Zizai. They could only let him wait outside. Mr. Xing, please wait a moment. Wife, there are police officers here to ask questions. Make tea. Okay. After hearing her husband's shout, Hu Mei came out of the house. She greeted the two police officers and made a pot of tea. Please have some tea. Thank you. The two police officers carefully asked about the incident and made a record. What does his car accident have to do with me? I kindly reminded him to be careful when driving. It's like a dog biting Lu Dongbin and not recognizing my good intentions. Hey, police officers, is he pretending to be confused and not sober? The doctor has checked. There's no major problem with his body. He drove too fast. I saw it. There's a possibility that he was drunk driving. Jia Zizai was not talking nonsense. Chief Xing did have the smell of alcohol on him that day. He could smell it. Moreover, the hospital did find alcohol in his blood, but he used money to cover it up. The hospital didn't find alcohol in his blood. Really? The two police officers didn't get any useful information in the end. They took Mr. Xing to the outside of the medical center. There was indeed a camera there. They went to investigate the video, but they couldn't see where the argument happened. They could only see Chief Xing walking out of the medical center. Why did you argue? He tripped me. Chapter 883. You got up and scolded me. I argued with you for a while, and then you hit me. I fought back. You caused trouble first, and your skills were not as good as mine. It's that simple. Don't confuse right and wrong. You can just drive a BMW and go on a rampage. You don't have to follow the traffic rules. Money is not everything. Am I right, Mr. Policeman? You. Director Xing took a deep breath and did not say anything. He kept silent. He found that the man in front of him was eloquent. He was as eloquent as the crosstalk performers under the bridge. This was not something ordinary people could compare with. Well, there is no video and no witnesses, the policeman said. Mr. Xing, Do you have any other details? In fact, they did not want to come at all. This matter was at most a civil dispute, not a criminal case at all. However, the man surnamed Zheng did have some connections. He asked the leader of the police station, and they were sent over. They drove all the way to the mountain village for such a trivial matter. Who would be willing to do that? Although they did not say it, they had feelings in their hearts. Naturally, they would not help. Well, no, the policeman said. As they were talking, Wang Yao came out of the clinic. Sir. Dr. Wang. The policeman also knew who Wang Yao was. He had heard from his relatives and friends that Dr. Wang's medical skills were superb. He could definitely cure all the diseases. Moreover, he could cure all the difficult diseases that the big hospitals couldn't. Wang Yao was very famous in Lianshan County. He was definitely a famous doctor. What happened? What happened? In fact, Wang Yao had already heard their conversation from the room. Nothing, I had a little conflict with this guy. I'm cooperating with the police to investigate, Jia Zizai said. It's you. Wang Yao looked at Director Jing, who was nearby. I haven't seen you for a day. Why are you bruised and swollen? This was a typical case of touching the pot that did not boil. You are in the same group. You must be in the same group. Thinking of this, Chief Jing simply stopped talking. Looking at the two policemen beside him, he didn't expect them to be so kind to Wang Yao, even a little respectful. What's going on? They've known each other for a long time. I even spent money on them. Alright, that's all for now. Sorry to disturb you. After a few symbolic questions, the leading policeman announced that the investigation was over. That's it? Mr. Zheng was unwilling. This was too different from what he had imagined. It's like this, Mr. Zheng. The investigation and evidence collection for the next few days will end here. We will make a report based on today's investigation and then report it to the Bureau. As for how to deal with it later, you can go back and wait for the notice, okay? You guys. Mr. Zheng was dumbfounded. Then, he watched the police officers leave. Although he was unwilling, he could only drive his car and leave. If he stayed here, he was afraid that if he didn't get sick from anger, he would be beaten up again. Sorry to disturb you, sir. It's fine. Wang Yao smiled. In the afternoon, near evening, it started to drizzle. The wind blew, and the temperature suddenly dropped by several degrees. The sky gradually darkened. It's cold. Put on more clothes on the mountain. During dinner, Zhang Xiuying comforted her son. I know, Mom. It's spring all year on the mountain. It's okay. After dinner and rest, Wang Yao gave his parents a massage. Recently, every time he massaged, he would transfer his own pure neishi into the bodies of his parents to improve their physique. The effect was very obvious. The two old people's white hair had all turned black, and their skin had become lustrous. They were much more energetic. It was as if they had rejuvenated. Is Xiaoxue doing well in Jing? She's doing very well. We just talked on the phone yesterday. I saw the weather forecast. The temperature in Jing has dropped a lot in the past 2 days. Tell Xiaoxue to put on more clothes in time. Don't catch a cold. She was very concerned about her future daughter-in-law even before marriage. Okay, I'll tell her today. Don't always stay in the mountain village. Go to Jing to accompany Xiaoxue. You're a man. Take the initiative. Yes. Wang Yao softly responded. What's the matter at home? Ask your father to look after the herbs on the mountain. Don't you have 2 apprentices? Well, I'm thinking about going to Jing in 2 days to see Xiaoxue. You have to go, Wang Fenghua, who was watching TV, said. When Wang Yao came out of his home, it was already 9 p.m. He saw a man riding a motorcycle from the north of the village. Going up the mountain? You just came back? The man riding the motorcycle was Wang Zicheng. At this time, the weather was very cold. He was wearing a somewhat shabby down jacket and looked very tired. There's something in the factory. I have to work overtime, Wang Zicheng said. Recently, the factory he worked in had a lot of orders. He often worked overtime. He wanted to work overtime, which meant that his salary would be higher. His wife didn't have a job, and he had parents and children to take care of. It was indeed quite tiring to rely on him to support the family. Your health is the most important thing. Take some time to rest. You're too tired, Wang Yao said. You don't need to look at other places. Just by looking at Wang Ziqing's eyes, you can know that he is tired at the moment. He works for at least 12 hours a day, and it is heavy physical labor. Hey, I'll take a break after this, Wang Ziqing said. It was another wait. When I have money, when I have time, in 2 days, when I grow up. He waited and waited until the flowers withered and the leaves withered. Another year passed. When he looked again, things were still the same, but the people had changed. Who could say for sure what would happen in the future? The most important thing was to grasp the present. I'll go back first. My family is still worried about you, Wang Ziqing said. Let's go back. By the way, the pharmaceutical factory is about to start production. If you want to go there, just go there and say that I introduced you, Wang Yao said. Ah, okay, thank you. I'll treat you to a meal some other day. You don't have to. Hurry up. Your family is waiting for you. Let's go. Wang Ziqing rode his motorcycle to the south of the village. When Wang Yao walked to the south of the village, he heard a child's whisper. He was very happy. He turned his head and looked. The place where the sound came from was Wang Ziqing's home. The light was very warm. Was there anything more blissful in this world than a happy, healthy, and happy reunion? Well, very good, very good. Wang Yao smiled and walked up the dark mountain road alone. It seemed that he disappeared in the blink of an eye. Not long after, on Nanshan Hill, a dim yellow light appeared from a distance. After a while, there was a sound of chanting on the mountain. The dog lying in the kennel pricked up its ears after hearing it. The goshawk in the tree flapped its wings a few times. Rustle, rustle, rustle. A black river came out of nowhere and coiled under the eaves of the hut. They quietly listened to the chanting coming from the house. Until late at night, when the chanting stopped, the dog lay down again, the goshawk closed its eyes, and the black snake went behind the mountain. Nothing happened that night. The next morning, the weather was gloomy and cold. After the practice, the three of them went to Wang Yao's clinic as usual. Each of them had taken a bowl of medicine for several days. Well, it should be a little effective now, right? Wang Yao whispered. Sir, what did you say? Ah, nothing. You can go ahead. Wang Yao smiled and waved his hand. As soon as they left, Zheng Weijun came in. The day has been chosen, Zheng Weijun said. It's November 26. A week later, it's an auspicious day. Everything will be good. Well, I'll be there. Yes, on that day, we plan to test run and produce the medicine that you provided the prescription for. Well, the herbs must be wild and natural, Zheng Weijun said. I still have a small part here. You can use it first. How can this be suitable? I'll guarantee the quality of the herbs. You can rest assured, Zheng Weijun said. Zheng Weijun's family was in the business of medicinal herbs, so they still had channels. That's good. After setting the time, Zheng Weijun bid farewell and left. Nanshan Pharmaceutical Company, which was about to start construction, was his blood, sweat, and tears. He was tired of the fighting at home and had given up the power he once controlled. Now, he only had this pharmaceutical company in his hand. He wanted to run it well and win fair and square. There was still a lot of work to be done before the start of work. It was a big investment in Lianshan County and the first pharmaceutical company in the small county. Biomedicine had always been a high-tech industry, so the county attached great importance to it. There would be major leaders coming to cut the ribbon. Not only the county, but also the city would come. Some things had to be prepared. From now on, it will take root here. Whether the first shot could be fired was also very important. He believed in Wang Yao's medical skills, so he also had great confidence in the medicine. In the afternoon, after lunch, Wang Yilong came to the clinic. "Uncle, what can I do for you?" Seeing the elder coming, Wang Yao hurriedly got up to greet him. "Hey, I'm just asking how long it will take to treat my illness," Wang Yilong said. It was the same question again. "Your illness needs a certain amount of time to be treated. The process may be relatively slow." "Can it be faster?" "Even if I have to suffer a little, it's fine," the old man said. "Uncle, why do you suddenly think so? Is there something wrong with you?" "Well, Zicheng has been working overtime every day for the past 2 days, and he has lost weight. I can't help much. I've spent all my money," the old man said. Recently, his son had been working outside all day and only came back after 9 p.m. In the past month, he had lost a lot of weight. After all, he was his son. Looking at him, he felt distressed. He thought that if he could be cured as soon as possible, on the one hand, he could spend less money. On the other hand, he could do some work when he was in good health. Even if he did not earn much, he could still support the family. Chapter 884. Uncle, you're already old. You definitely can't do heavy physical work. Moreover, in this situation, I think you'd better take care of yourself so that Brother Zicheng won't be distracted again. How about this? I'll also persuade him not to be so tired. The old man was silent. He understood what Wang Yao meant. He also knew that his health was not very good, but this was not the result he wanted. He wanted to share part of his son's burden and make money. He didn't want to be a burden to the family. "Uncle, you don't have to go outside to make money," Wang Yao said. "The pharmaceutical company in town is about to start. It will definitely use a lot of herbs. The mountains in our village are suitable for growing herbs. I told Brother Zicheng to grow more herbs. We don't have to worry about sales." I heard Zicheng say that. That's good. Do you have anything else to say, Uncle?" It's all right," the old man said. After hearing Wang Yao's words, the family would have another source of income in the near future. The old man's mood suddenly improved a lot. There was a smile on his face, and he was not as sad as he was when he came to visit. "Uncle, take care." Wang Yao walked the old man to the door. "Okay." The old man slowly walked home. On the way, he was thinking about whether he should discuss with his son to grow more herbs. He didn't have other skills, but he was an expert in the field. After all, he had been doing this for most of his life. Because of the opening of the pharmaceutical company, Wang Yao's trip to Jing had to be delayed. He sent a text message to Su Xiaoxue. Earlier, Su Xiaoxue had specifically asked him to tell her when the company opened. "I'll take some time to go," Su Xiaoxue replied almost instantly. "Focus on your studies," Wang Yao replied. At this time, Su Xiaoxue should be in class. The two of them didn't talk much. They just confirmed that Su Xiaoxue would come to attend the opening ceremony of Nanshan Pharmaceutical Company. In the small mountain village, the cold wind blew. Time passed slowly for 3 days. That morning, Wang Yao hung a wooden sign on the door of the clinic. He would not be receiving patients today as he had other things to do. "Yes, I asked you to come over today because I have something to discuss with you." "Sir, please tell me if you need anything," Zhong Luchuan said. "It's like this. I want to see if the medicine you've been taking for the past few days has achieved the desired effect," Wang Yao said. He had asked them to come over today to experiment on them. "Sure, how do you want to test it?" Jia Zizai asked. "Simple." Wang Yao took out a small glass bottle. Inside it were a few small black bugs that looked a little ferocious. These insects were taken from the Li Family Creek hot spring. "What are these bugs? Are they the ones from Lijiaga Hot Spring Mountain?" Jia Zizai recognized the insects at first glance. "Yes, these bugs grow in places with strong geothermal heat," Zhong Luchuan said. "Their bodies have mutated and can secrete a special kind of venom. The toxicity is hot. People who are poisoned will have a reaction in a very short time. I'll do it, Jia Zizai said. He knew that with Wang Yao there, the poisoning was no threat to them at all. Okay. Wang Yao took out a poisonous bug and put it on the back of his hand. The poisonous bug immediately attacked Jia Zizai. Jia Zizai felt a burning pain on the back of his hand, as if he had been stung by a bee. The next moment, the bug was taken back into the glass bottle by Wang Yao. Okay, sit down. The place where the bug had bitten soon became red and swollen. How do you feel? Zhong Luchuan asked. The back of my hand is burning like being scalded by hot water. Jia Zizai said. The burning feeling is still spreading along the arm to the rest of my body. Wang Yao reached out to check his pulse. It's not a big problem. Zhong Luchuan and Hu Mei sat aside. Hu Mei was a little nervous. Don't worry, it's all right, Wang Yao comforted her. Okay, Hu Mei responded. I'm a little hot, Jia Zizai said after about half an hour. I'm a little thirsty. Oh, have some tea, Wang Yao said with a smile. The tea he had brewed for them was good green tea. The aroma was overwhelming. My head is a little dizzy, Jia Zizai said after an hour. He felt as if he had caught a cold and had a fever. His body was uncomfortable, dizzy, and weak. Do you want to lie down for a while? Zhong Luchuan asked. No, I can hold on, Jia Zizai said with a smile. The feeling was still getting worse. My chest is a little tight. Wang Yao wrote down what he said. After an hour and a half, the needle on the clock pointed to less than 10:30. The feeling of discomfort is beginning to subside. Subside? Yes. Soon, Jia Zizai felt that the burning feeling began to subside. The feeling of dizziness and discomfort was also rapidly weakening. After another hour, the feeling of discomfort had completely disappeared. Well, sir, I don't feel anything now. Well, Wang Yao nodded and calculated the time. It's time for lunch. Let's go. I'll treat you to lunch. No, sir, Hu Mei said. Well, that's settled, Wang Yao said. Let's go. I don't have Hu Mei's cooking skills, so I can only treat you to a restaurant. Wang Yao drove the three of them to the hotel in the village. He ordered a few side dishes and a bottle of good wine. While they were eating, a car hurried to the outside of the clinic. After the car stopped, a man hurriedly got out and opened the back door. A woman got out of the car with a child in her arms. The two of them were very anxious. When they arrived outside the clinic, they found that the door was locked. He's not here. What should we do? Let's wait, the man said. Go to the car and wait. It's too cold outside. The two of them returned to the car. The woman looked at the child in her arms. Her face was slightly pale. She was sleeping soundly. Is he not in the clinic today? The man asked. No, I saw his Weibo. He just doesn't receive patients in the morning. The couple waited anxiously in the car. They looked outside from time to time. Wang Yao didn't come back until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. As soon as they saw him, the two of them got out of the car. Dr. Wang. Well, come in and talk. He glanced at them and then looked at the child in the woman's arms. Dr. Wang, look at our child. His face was pale and his breathing was weak. What is this? In a coma? Wang Yao was startled. He reached out and touched the child's wrist. What a strange disease. How old is he? 2.5. When did he start to have this problem? It's been 6 months, the woman said. I've been to many places, but I haven't seen anything wrong with him. She didn't know what was wrong with her child. In the past 6 months, he often fainted for unknown reasons. As time went by, the interval between fainting became shorter and shorter. Chapter 885. What kind of medicine did he take? What kind of treatment did he receive? Wang Yao asked in detail. The woman remembered the medicine her son had taken very clearly. She even listed out the name, quantity, and time of the medicine. It could be seen how much she cared about the child. No wonder. Wang Yao looked at the long list in his hand. There were more than 15 kinds of medicine listed on it. No wonder the child's liver was damaged, and it was more serious. After taking so many medicines, all medicines are 30% toxic. Moreover, he is only a 2-year-old child. His organs are relatively weak. These medicines have a considerable toxic effect on his body, Wang Yao thought. Dr. Wang, how is my son's illness? In addition to fainting, his organs are also damaged to varying degrees, especially his liver, Wang Yao said. In the past year, you have given him so many medicines. These medicines have a great destructive effect on the liver. Therefore, his body is getting weaker and weaker, and his resistance is getting worse and worse. His condition is getting worse and worse, causing his fainting situation to become more and more serious. When the couple heard this, their faces turned even uglier. Dr. Wang, please find a way to save our son. We are willing to spend any amount of money, the woman said anxiously. As a mother, she would rather lose a piece of flesh than lose a piece of skin for her child. This love was absolutely great. Yes, 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 the man said. You are not local, right? Wang Yao said. Judging from their accents, they were not local. No, we are not local. We are from Dao. Dao? Yes. The two of them had inadvertently heard others mention that there was such a young doctor in the mountain village with extraordinary medical skills who could treat all kinds of difficult and complicated diseases. Therefore, they drove here with the idea of giving it a try. I can cure this disease. You should find a place to stay. It will probably take about 10 days, Wang Yao said. Oh, okay. Put the child down and undress him. At this time, the weather outside was about 10 degrees, but it was relatively warm in the room. The couple hurriedly untied the child's clothes. Then, Wang Yao began to insert the needles. He was slow and steady. This was his first time inserting needles on such a big child. Looking at the long silver needles piercing into their child's body one after another, the parents were naturally very nervous, especially the woman. She held her husband so tightly that her knuckles turned white because of the force she exerted. Don't be nervous, it'll be fine. Feeling the tension of the couple beside him, Wang Yao turned his head and said calmly. Then, he continued to insert the needles. The silver needles pierced the acupoints and the qi was transferred into the body. Through these silver needles, he stimulated the acupuncture points while transferring his pure Taoist inner breath into the child's body. Every place was a little bit, and when connected together, it was a piece. It could stimulate and repair the child's body in the shortest time possible. When it was almost time, he began to withdraw the needles. When the last needle was pulled out, the child slowly woke up, and his originally pale face became much rosier. Mommy, Daddy. The child's voice was still soft and weak. Hey, Xiaolan. Well, dress him. Don't let him catch a cold. The woman hurriedly put on her son's clothes and hugged him lovingly in her arms. Wait a minute, Wang Yao said to the couple. He went out and brought back a small bottle. He poured out a bowl of medicine that was still steaming. Come on, let the child drink this. This was the regather soup that he had previously brewed. He had saved a part of it. It had been in the grid of the system without any damage. Even the temperature when he put it in, it was the same when he took it out. This was the magic of the system. Oh, okay. The child was very young, but very sensible. He didn't cry or make a fuss. He just stared at Wang Yao. The medicine was actually a little bitter. If it were another child of this age, he would probably cry and refuse to drink the medicine. However, the child was very cooperative and drank the medicine. He must have drunk this kind of bitter medicine a lot. Sit down and wait. Okay. The wife was holding the child. The husband hugged the wife and sat on the wooden chair. Xiaolan, do you feel uncomfortable anywhere? The woman asked the child in her arms softly. I'm fine, Mommy, the child whispered. After about an hour, Wang Yao reached out to feel the child's pulse. Well, not bad. Come back the day after tomorrow. Okay, thank you. The couple left Wang Yao's clinic with the child in their arms. Xiaolan, tell Mommy, do you feel uncomfortable anywhere? After getting in the car, the woman asked again. She was worried that her son had felt scared in the strange environment and didn't tell the truth. I don't feel uncomfortable, Mommy, the child whispered. Oh, that's good. That's good. The woman breathed a sigh of relief. Let's find a place to stay first, the man said. Well, since we've been here, we have to try. Maybe we can cure Xiaolan, the woman said. The car drove out of the mountain village. In the clinic, Wang Yao recorded the child's condition. The child's disease belonged to a relatively special deficiency disease. It didn't mean that there was an obvious problem with any part of his body. Instead, his whole body was out of balance. It was easy for him to faint. As his body got worse and worse, the frequency of his fainting became more and more frequent. The disease was a bit strange. It was difficult to treat at any time, but it was not particularly difficult to treat. Within 10 days, Wang Yao was confident that he could completely cure the child's disease. In fact, the couple found that their son had changed that day. How long has it been? Well, since we left the clinic to the county, stayed in the hotel, and ate, it has been at least 2.5 hours. Look, Xiaolan's condition is very good. Well, I can see that. He also ate more than usual when he was eating just now. When they found that their son had changed for the better, they were very happy. At the same time, they became more attentive. They were worried that it was just a coincidence. However, until the night, their son still didn't have any abnormal reaction, which shocked them. Is it because of the doctor's treatment? They could now be sure that Wang Yao's treatment was effective. The effect was almost immediate. The child's condition was stable and healthy until he went to bed at night. Under normal circumstances, the child would have fainted at least twice or even more. It's effective. That's great. The husband and wife were very happy. We came to the right place. They were looking forward to the treatment the day after tomorrow. Nothing happened that night. The next morning, the sky was gloomy. It was raining in the mountain village. Thousands of miles away in southern Yunnan, it was sunny and windy. Uncle Su, are you in a hurry to see me? Young master, thanks to your reminder last time, I found the enemy of the Valley of Thousands of Medicine, Su Xinyuan happily said. There really is one? So fast. Guo Zhenghe was stunned. In fact, what he said last time was purely a suggestion. It was even a bit misleading. He didn't want to be in a deadlock with the Valley of Thousands of Medicine for the time being. He didn't want to add some uncertain factors to his life and future. He didn't expect the other party to do as he said and find the enemy in such a short time. What a coincidence! Yes, it is also a coincidence, Su Xinyuan said. There was a civil strife in their village. Civil strife? Yes, the current chief is called Miao Shihe. He became the chief 20 years ago. His position as the chief was not all that honorable. There were some things that could not be explained clearly. At the time, he was unable to completely convince the masses. Some people raised objections, but they were forcefully suppressed by him, resulting in lives being lost. Those people were not convinced, so they made a scene. They could not beat him, so they escaped. Where are these people now? Most of them are in southern Yunnan, Su Xinyuan said. I've been in contact with one of them and know something about the Valley of Thousands of Medicine. You've been in contact with them? Yes. Tell me about it. Guo Zhenghe was also very interested in the Valley of Thousands of Medicine. It would be a lie to say that he didn't have any thoughts about it since they dared to make such a big case in the place he was in charge of. The Valley of Thousands of Medicine has existed for a very long time, at least since the Ming Dynasty, Su Xinyuan said. They have a history of more than 400 years. They are indeed proficient in the use of poison and venomous insects. These are things that they have been studying for a long time, but they are better at curing diseases and saving people. Curing diseases and saving people? Yes, young master, Su Xinyuan said. In fact, they are a branch of Miao medicine. They may even be the oldest branch. Poison and venomous insects can be used to kill people, but they can also cure diseases and save people. This is the first time I've heard of it. At first, their village communicated with the outside world, but for some reason, they directly blocked contact with the outside world. According to that person, the current chief, Miaoshi River, once killed a lot of people in that village. Killed people? His people? No, it was people who went in from outside. Is there any evidence? Well, no, Su Xinyuan said. The dead people all went into the burial of God's lake in their village to feed the fish. There is no evidence, Guozhenghe said with a smile. How do you know if it's because he hates Miaoshi River, so he spoke without thinking and framed him? Well, that's true, but I don't believe what he said. Chapter 886. Are there many people who came out of the Valley of Thousands of Medicine? There are 7 people in total, Su Xinyuan said. As far as I know, he may not be telling the truth. Are these 7 people also proficient in using poison and goo? Guozhenghe picked up his teacup and took a sip of tea. They should know a little about it. Uncle Su, do you think it is possible that they have a grudge against the current chief of the Valley of Thousands of Medicine, Miaoshi River? They want revenge, but they don't have the ability to deal with him directly, so they thought of another way, Guozhenghe said. Another way? Are you talking about framing someone else? Yes, framing someone else, Guozhenghe said with narrowed eyes. Su Xinyuan fell into deep thought when he heard that. It was indeed possible, and the possibility was very high. He had been to the Valley of Thousands of Medicine. On the surface, it looked like a small village like a paradise, but in fact, the layout inside was very particular. There were experts, martial arts experts, and poison experts, who were very tricky. It was easy for outsiders to get in, but it was difficult to get out. Even if they used to be people in the village, and were very familiar with the things inside, there were only 7 or 8 people in the village. There were at least 100 people in the village. You don't say, Su Xinyuan said. It is possible, and the possibility is very high. Well, why did that happen in the Valley of Thousands of Medicine? I don't know about that, Guozhenghe said after taking a sip of tea. I'm just guessing. So, what do we do now? We don't do anything now. Let's wait and see. Okay, let's wait and see. After hearing what Guozhenghe said, Su Xinyuan also felt that the matter was not as simple as he thought, especially when he came into contact with the people who had defected from the Valley of Thousands of Medicine. Those people were definitely not as simple as they seemed to be. I see. Uncle Su, your revenge can wait, Guozhenghe said. Well, let's wait. He was a ruthless person, but he was also a calm person. In the past, he had killed someone for revenge. Every day, he could watch his enemy wander around in front of him happily for a year. Then, he would let that person die a painful death. He would cut him into pieces while he was still alive. That's good, Guozhenghe thought. He was afraid that Uncle Su would become stubborn and insist on taking revenge. If that happened, he would provoke the anger of the Valley of Thousands of Medicine. At that time, the gains would not make up for the losses. He would not gain any benefit. If he were to be happy for a moment, it would cause Wuji to be distressed. This was an extremely irrational approach. Foolish behavior. Try to collect as much information about those people as possible during this period of time. It might be useful in the future. Yes, young master. Guozhenghe originally thought that this matter had come to an end, but in the end, something happened again very quickly. This time, 3 people died. They also died mysteriously. After testing, it was confirmed that they were poisoned. It was very similar to the previous poisoning. D*MN. After hearing the news, Guo Zhenghe directly smashed the teacup in his hand. D*MN. These bastards. After hearing the news, Yang Guanfeng smoked 5 cigarettes in a row. Who is it? Who is it? More than one person was asking. This case had attracted a lot of attention from the higher-up. In a small county, 19 people had died abnormally in less than a month. This was already considered a major case. The higher-ups are very concerned about this matter. The municipal party secretary and the mayor specifically talked to Guo Zhenghe. This was also because of his connections and background. If it were someone else, they would have been fired long ago. What kind of leader was considered a qualified leader? It was not how good the economic data was. The most important thing was the word stability. Further development on the basis of this word stability. If a place couldn't even achieve the most basic stability, then as the manager of this place, it would be incompetent and unqualified. The higher-ups would consider replacing him. This was also a stain on one's political career. What was unstable? It was very simple. Frequent accidents, such as environmental pollution, work safety accidents, and vicious accident. Now, He County was facing such a situation. In less than a month, there were 3 abnormal deaths. This was definitely considered frequent accident. The higher-ups needed an explanation. It was very urgent. This small county was also in a state of panic. There were all kinds of rumors. Boss, what did the higher-ups say? What else can they say? They asked us to continue the investigation and to solve the case within a month. Hasn't the case been solved? If the criminal suspect has not been caught, it is not a case solved, Yang Guanfeng said. I have told you more than once. Then, how can we catch him? In those vast mountains, looking for a person is like looking for a needle in a haystack. Well, I don't know what to do, Yang Guanfeng said. The arrest warrant had been issued. The reward was very high. As his colleague had just said, in such a place where the mountains and forests in southern Yunnan were very dense, a person who lived in the mountains could hide for a lifetime until he died as long as he did not want to be found. How could they find him? The higher-ups don't understand our difficulties, Yang Guanfeng said. Well, let's not talk about those useless things. Let's think of a way. I can't think of a way, Yang Guanfeng said. It's up to you, boss. Yang Guanfeng lit another cigarette. He had no idea what to do now. He was at his wits' end. Somewhere in He County, young master. Have you heard about the matter? I have, Su Xinyuan said. He was also very surprised. He did not expect those people to be so crazy. What do they want to do? I don't care what they want to do now, Guo Zhenghe said. I want to know who they are. He was angry. He was completely angry. At all costs. Young master, I will immediately activate all the forces I can use, Su Xinyuan immediately said. If you need anything, just tell me, even if you have to use the power of the family. Understood. After Su Xinyuan left, the entire He County launched a rare crackdown. It was not only He County, but also the city where it was located and even the entire province. In the Valley of Thousands of Medicine, hundreds of miles away, have people died again? Yes, the way of death is the same as the previous 2 times. 3 people have died. It just happened today. Miaoshi River closed his eyes and was silent for a while. Who is it? Master. Use the forces outside, Miaoshi River said. I want to know who is so eager for something to happen to the Valley of Thousands of Medicine. Is it those who have defected? Okay, I'll go right away, Miao Qingfeng said. Wait, find those people and bring them back. Understood. For a time, people from all sides acted. The small county seemed to be particularly lively. In the mountain village thousands of miles away, in the clinic, Wang Yao was giving the old man acupuncture. Uncle, how have you been feeling recently? Wang Yao said. I'm much better, Wang Yilong said. My body doesn't hurt anymore. I feel energetic and can eat something. It's much better than before. Chapter 887. Sure, continue the treatment. Slowly your body will recover, Wang Yao said. His illness was indeed getting better. After the combination of acupuncture and medicine treatment, the tumor had been contained. Not only did it not spread, but it was also shrinking. This was a qualitative improvement. Ah, I still have to thank you. We are from the same village. It's my pleasure. Wang Yao put away all the silver needles. Alright, you go back and rest for a while. The medicine I prescribed last time should be almost finished. I'll prepare it. You can ask Brother Zicheng to come and get the medicine when he has time. Okay. The old man left with a smile on his face. It is indeed a lot better. Wang Yao recorded the recovery of Wang Yilong's body in his diagnosis record. Keep it up. I estimate that it will take less than 3 months to recover. The smoothness of the treatment process was somewhat beyond his imagination. In other words, this kind of so-called terminal illness was actually able to cure. He had the ability. The next step was to accumulate experience. If others knew that he had the ability to cure cancer, he did not know how much of a disturbance it would cause. If it were someone else who had mastered this ability, they would definitely find a way to become famous and gain benefit. They would not be like her, who was still living a peaceful, carefree life as if nothing had happened. Thousands of miles away in southern Yunnan, Guozhenghe used all the forces he could mobilize. The focus is on the defectors from the Valley of Thousands of Medicine. This was his request to Su Xinyuan. He felt that these people were the most suspicious. Understood, young master. In an ordinary residential building in a county hundreds of miles away from He County, a middle-aged man carrying a bag of vegetables came to the door of his house. Just as he was about to take out the key, his hand stopped in midair. I wouldn't move if I were you. A voice came from behind him. It's you. The man slowly turned around. Miao Qingshan. Hello, Brother Qinghe, a man behind him said with a smile. Aren't you going to invite me in? With a click, the door was opened. Please come in. Aha, I have to be careful. You are known for your crafty ideas in the village. The Miao Qingfeng laughed. Wicked idea? The middle-aged man smiled bitterly. What are you doing here? Of course I'm here to look for you. Are you trying to kill them all? The middle-aged man put down the vegetables in his hand. Yes, the chief wants to invite you all back to the village to catch up. After all, we haven't seen each other for so many years. Hee, where did we come from? We never thought of going back. We've already hidden here. Are you still not planning to let us go? The middle-aged man asked. Actually, the patriarch has been very concerned about you. He even mentioned you to me a few days ago. After that, I immediately left the valley and spent a lot of effort to find you. Speaking of which, your hiding place is really well hidden. The Miao Qingfeng said with a smile. Are the 2 elders on the opposite side okay? They are fine. I told them I was your relative. They even invited me into their room to have a seat and had a cup of tea. The tea didn't taste good. Don't worry, they just fell asleep. They will be fine when they wake up. Ah, that aunt doesn't seem to be in good health. She has a heart problem. I just treated her. She should feel the changes in her body when she wakes up. You are really a good person. You flatter me. The Miao Qingfeng smiled. Can we go now? Call the others. I think you should know where they are. Why? Won't you let us go? Aha, I'll tell you the truth. You should know what happened recently. What happened? How should I put it? You know He County, right? Yes. Well, more than a dozen people died there. To be exact, 19 people died there. What does that have to do with us? The middle-aged man asked. Well, in fact, they died of poisoning silently. The kind that can't be found without a professional examination. The middle-aged man's face changed. So? Wait, you suspect it's us? Yes, we have confirmed it. It was not done by the people in the valley. Are you sure about that? Or is it Miaoshiha? He won't tell anyone what he does. Do you think I am an outsider? The Miao Qingfeng smiled and lit a cigarette. It was not done by us. Well, it's hard to say. I think you should go back and explain to my master personally. The Miao Qingfeng smiled. We will die if we go back. That's not necessarily true. After all, we are from the same village. My master is also a nostalgic person. You know this. The Miao Qingfeng smiled. Of course not. Let's go. Bang. Suddenly, something exploded. Then there was a burst of black smoke. I'm sorry, the middle-aged man said. Puff, puff, puff. What was the sound of wind? What is this? The middle-aged man stared and fell to the ground. After the black smoke, the Miao Qingfeng walked out. Fortunately, I was prepared before I came here. Speaking of which, it has been so many years. You have not improved at all. You are always using the same method. It's a waste of the village's education and training. He carried the middle-aged man and went downstairs. Oh my God, what happened to him? In the corridor, he happened to meet someone who also lived in the same village. Ah, gas poisoning. What? Sorry, I have to send him to the hospital. Hurry up, please let me through. Okay. The couple quickly moved aside and let the Miao Qingfeng go first. Dear, don't you think that man looks unfamiliar? Could he be a dangerous person? The woman asked her husband after the Miao Qingfeng walked past. Why do you care so much? Hurry up and go home to cook. I am hungry. Well, didn't you see the news these few days? The provincial government is cracking down. They said there will be rewards for reporting. Okay. The middle-aged man stuck his head out and looked at the unfamiliar car plate number. I hope there will be a reward. He made a phone call to the police station and reported the unusual situation he saw and the unfamiliar car plate number. The Miao Qingfeng was driving on the road when he suddenly heard the siren. He then saw a police car coming in his direction. Damn it, have I been discovered? He did not panic at all. He stopped the car by the roadside and carried the middle-aged man away. This is the car. Soon, the police arrived and found the abandoned car. Where are the people in the car? Check the surveillance cameras nearby. I want to know what happened, a police officer said. Now, the whole of southern Yunnan was in a state of panic. They also knew that a big case had just happened in He County not far from them. More than a dozen people had died in less than a month. This was a big case that alarmed the provincial government and even the higher-ups. Because of this, the provincial government held a meeting and asked all districts to start cracking down immediately. Chapter 888. No one wanted such a thing to happen in the place under their jurisdiction. This was a major case. Moreover, he also knew that although the suspect had been found in He County, the suspect had escaped. Who knew where he had run to? Could he be in the place under his jurisdiction? After all, it was not far from He County. Can't these D*MN guys be quiet? No one wanted to have an accident at this time. It was the same as committing a crime against the wind. They immediately conducted a large-scale search. They quickly pulled up the nearby videos and determined the suspect's clothes and appearance. At the same time, they issued an arrest warrant. They were very fast. Ah, who drew this for me? Why is it so ugly? Miao Qingfeng looked at the arrest warrant posted on the wall and muttered to himself. He was not one of those old people who stayed in the Valley of Thousands of Medicine all day and did not go out for years. He actually came out several times a year, so he knew the outside world very well. The valley also needed people to have contact with the outside world, and they had to be trustworthy people. Therefore, he knew how advanced the technology outside was, especially the cameras that could be seen everywhere. Almost every intersection, shop, and even some residents' homes had these cameras installed. Therefore, some criminals would leave behind traces of crime if they were not careful. This was the main reason why some cases had been solved in recent years. Before he came there, he made a special prop that could cover and appropriately change his appearance without being discovered. This is so troublesome. I still have a living person with me. After a strict investigation and an intense search, they found nothing. A person disappeared just like that. What was even stranger was that the person who disappeared did not have any family members to contact. At least, that was what his file said. The person who reported the disappearance was a kind-hearted neighbor. Maybe he went home? Home? What home? How would I know, Chief? With no family and no further requests, this matter could be considered to be left unsettled. Fortunately, there are no other problems. The small county was still quiet. People lived and worked in peace and contentment. At least, that was what it looked like on the surface. In its neighboring county, there had been 3 major cases in a row in just half a month. It scared people and gave the people there a headache. Guo Zhenghe was indeed angry and had a headache. Young master, one of them disappeared. I found out that someone reported him missing, but because he didn't have any contacts, the case was temporarily put on hold. Because of this report, Lin County also launched a large-scale crackdown. Su Xinyuan was very well informed. He immediately reported this matter to Guo Zhenghe. Someone from the Valley of Thousands of Medicine? Yes, the one who disappeared was the one who escaped from the Valley of Thousands of Medicine, Wang Yao said. I've checked his information. He has lived in Lin County for 9 years. There have been no abnormalities in those 9 years. Even if there's something wrong with those people, I'm afraid ordinary people won't be able to detect it, right? Yes, Su Xinyuan said. After all, he was good at using poison. Kidnapping. Kidnapping. When dogs bite each other, a mouthful of fur will be spilled, Guo Zhenghe said. He didn't care how they bit him, but one thing was for them to not cause trouble in the area under his jurisdiction. What about the rest? I know the other 2, Wang Yao said. They also contacted me through that person. Where is that person? I've asked him to leave southern Yunnan and go to Ji province, Su Xinyuan said. Yes, there won't be any trouble over there, right? No, I have a few friends there who are very reliable, Wang Yao said. That person also wants to leave here. He needs money. How much? 2 million. Well, no problem, Wang Yao said. I want to know everything he knows about the Valley of Thousands of Medicine. Understood, young master. Does he know what happened in He County? I mentioned it to him, Wang Yao said. He said they could be ruled out. They don't have the ability to do that. It is very likely that they are people from the Valley of Thousands of Medicine. Why? The people from the Valley of Thousands of Medicine have been secretly studying medicine, including all kinds of poisons. What is their purpose? They are looking for ways to enhance the various abilities of the human body, Wang Yao said. One of the main ways is to use drugs to stimulate the body. Where are you? Let's meet, Guo Zhenghe said. He felt that it was necessary to meet with Su Xinyuan. They soon met in a tea house. Tell me more about it. I only heard it from him, Wang Yao said. It is a tradition passed down in their stockade. Taking medicine internally and taking herbal baths externally can improve the health of the human body, achieve the effect of dispelling diseases, strengthening the body, and prolonging life. The centenarians in their village have always insisted on doing this. The method is very gentle and very effective. However, in the more than 10 years in the valley, the new chief suddenly put forward some personal opinions and began to improve the traditional method. He tested it on human beings, but the results were not ideal. This method is quite dangerous because the medicine he used has fatal poisons. Human experiments? Where are the people? Are they people in their stockade or people outside? Both. Both. Yes, the people in their stockade are quite resistant to poisons and have a higher tolerance level, but the people outside can't do it, Wang Yao said. This is one of the main reasons they fled the stockade. Is there any evidence for what he said? No, there were photos, but they were found and destroyed, Su Xinyuan said. Guo Jinghe remained silent after hearing that. The chief named Miaoxi River should have succeeded. I heard from that person that Chief Miao's body is invulnerable to weapons and poisons, and he has extraordinary strength. Oh, is he that powerful? This person must be protected. Yes, I know. Valley of Thousands of Medicine? Miaoxi River? Guo Jinghe leaned back in his chair and looked at the ceiling. Is it him? Hundreds of miles away, where is this place? When the middle-aged man woke up again, he found himself lying on a bamboo bed surrounded by familiar wooden buildings. It was already dark. You're awake. A voice came from the side. Miao Qingshan, where is this? What do you think? Don't you think this place looks familiar? Miao Qingshan asked with a smile. The middle-aged man carefully observed his surroundings. This used to be my home. His face turned pale as if he had seen a ghost. Bingo, you're right. Welcome back. No. His body began to tremble. He had been hiding outside for years. At first, he thought about coming back, but something later made him completely dismiss the idea. Why? What do you mean why? Miao Qingfeng asked as he lit a cigarette. Why do you look so bad? Look at how good it is here. Don't you want to go home? You're all alone outside with no one around. Have one. I don't want to come back. Why? Another voice came from outside. After hearing this voice, his face became even paler, and his body trembled even more. With a creak, the door opened. Miaoxi River walked in from outside. Master. Patriarch. The man spoke in a trembling voice. He did not dare to look up at the person standing in front of him. It was as if the person standing in front of him was not a human but a devil. Why don't you want to come back? This is your home. Is it because of what happened back then? Miaoxi River's tone did not have the slightest bit of anger or anger. The middle-aged man suddenly sighed and stopped talking. Did you do what happened in He County? Miaoxi River asked. We were escaping and hiding outside, the middle-aged man said. We took the initiative to kill people and killed so many of them at once. We are not that crazy. Why do I feel like you're implying something? Miao Qifeng asked. You can think whatever you want. You didn't do it. What about the others? Lan Shan died in a car accident, the middle-aged man said. Lan Shi went to the northeast. Qing Lin and Qing Miao are not in the province. Only Xinhe and I are still in southern Yunnan. Don't you keep in touch? Wang Yao asked. We keep in touch occasionally. Since we have gone out, we want to live another life, the middle-aged man said. You didn't want to come and kill me? Wang Yao asked. At first I thought about it, Wang Yao said. Later, I thought about it carefully. Killing you is just a suicide mission. If you are here, we can't kill you. Even if you go out, we can't kill you. We can only die. In that case, it is better to live well. You can't kill me, but you can kill me with a borrowed knife. Miaoxi River said. Borrowed knife? Using the police? Wang Yao asked. Not long ago, 2 criminal investigation experts from the province came to the valley to investigate the murders in He County. Obviously, someone told them about the situation here. Otherwise, they would not have come to such a remote place. Who do you think the informant was? Did you kill them? Oh, are you kidding? Miao Qifeng asked. They are criminal investigation experts from the province. We are law-abiding citizens. We did our best to cooperate, Wang Yao said. They stayed here for a few days and left. Who took the blame? What do you think? The middle-aged man was silent. Think about it, Miao Shihe said. I'll be back before dinner. Miao Shihe then left. Think about it carefully. Miao Qingfeng also left. Master. He is telling the truth, Wang Yao said. This matter has nothing to do with him. What should we do with him? Wang Yao asked. Buried God. Understood. In the evening, someone prepared a very sumptuous dinner for the middle-aged man. The last dish was a big fish. With a bang, the chopsticks in the man's hand fell on the table. His body was shaking like a leaf in the wind and rain. No, no, no. Chapter 889. His expression was one of extreme fear. It was as if he had seen something terrifying. His body was trembling. He stood up and wanted to run, but his body could not move. He fell to the ground with a thud. Poison? His consciousness was very clear, but his body was soft and powerless. He could barely move his fingers. With a creak, the door opened. Miao Qingfeng walked in with a smile on his face. Congratulations! The chief has decided to go to the burial of the God's Lake. It's almost time. Get ready to enjoy the scenery. The night was quiet. It was even more so in this place that seemed like a paradise. Next to the stronghold, there was a large lake. Looking at it at night, it was quiet and still. On the shore beside the lake, there were a few torches and a few people. In the lake, there was a small bamboo raft with a person lying on it. His eyes were really big, and he was making a whimpering sound. Go, Miaoshi River said. Then, the two of them pushed the bamboo raft into the lake. There was a torch on the raft's head. Whoosh! The flames floated. Just like that, the bamboo raft mysteriously moved towards the middle of the lake. Whoosh! There was a sound in the water. Looking carefully, it was a school of small fish. For some reason, they had gathered under the bamboo raft. They swam in different directions and urged the raft to float into the lake. No, no, no! The man shouted in his heart. He opened his mouth, but could only make a whimpering sound. He could clearly hear the rustling sound of the bamboo raft under him. His face was pale and his eyes were wide open. His body was filled with fear, but he couldn't even tremble in fear. Beside the lake, the few people stood there quietly. They looked at the bamboo raft on the lake getting further and further away. With a whoosh, the calm surface of the lake was broken by something. A huge figure flashed under the lake. After hearing this sound, the man lying on the bamboo raft felt his heart skip a beat. Then, his mind went blank. What he was most worried about was happening. In fact, this sound wasn't loud, but he knew that this was the sound of someone taking a life. It was as if someone was holding a shining knife and constantly waving it in front of your eyes. Sometimes it would be placed on your neck, sometimes on your chest, and sometimes on your eyes. You were sure that this knife would eventually stab into your body, but you didn't know when it would stab into your body and where it would stab into. Sometimes the most terrifying thing was knowing that you were going to die, but you could not avoid it. The fear before death was the most torturous thing. No one could avoid death. The key was how to die. To be able to pass away peacefully in one's sleep without any illness or disaster was undoubtedly the happiest thing of all. Struggling, dying in fear, and dying in pain. This was undoubtedly the most tragic way to die. Whoosh! The water surface made another sound. The fish that had gathered under the bamboo raft had already disappeared. The bamboo raft had almost reached the center of the lake and was floating there quietly. Thump, thump. The man heard his own heartbeat. Whoosh! A huge figure appeared under the bamboo raft. Whoo! A sharp sound suddenly came from the shore beside the lake. Whoosh! The water surface was broken. The water splashed, and a huge figure poked its head out. Gotcha! Blood splattered everywhere as the bamboo raft was bitten into pieces. The person on the bamboo raft was bitten into two halves. One of the halves was still floating on the surface of the water, and the blood dyed the lake red. The other half was nowhere to be seen. The pain was short-lived. The middle-aged man died in an instant. Whoosh, the huge figure appeared again and swallowed the remaining part of the body into its stomach. The water surface quickly returned to normal. Only the pool of blood showed that something terrible had just happened. Whoosh, another group of fish appeared in the water. They came to the blood-stained lake and kept swimming in it. They seemed to be very excited. On the shore, the Miaoshi River quietly watched what had just happened. He did not say a word. The raft was broken. The man was dead. After a while, he quietly turned around and left. Well, the Miao Qingfeng said. After stretching his body, he left as well. The other people also left one after another. It was as if nothing had happened. The village was still the same. In the morning, the sun pierced through the darkness. The sky was bright. Hundreds of miles away in He County, Guo Jinghe, who had just arrived at his office, looked at the file on his desk in a daze. Again? He looked around. The windows were closed. The things around were still in their original positions. Everything was normal. He walked to the desk and looked at the portfolio. After thinking for a moment, he took out a pair of gloves from the desk drawer and put them on. Then, he gently tested the portfolio. It was very thin, and there seemed to be a few pieces of hard paper inside. After opening it, he found a few photos. One photo showed several people holding torches and standing by the lake. Wait. A corner of the photo was circled with red pen. Person was lying on a bamboo raft. The next photo showed the raft floating toward the lake. The next photo was the same. What is this? When he saw the next photo, Guo Jinghe was stunned. There was a black shadow in the lake. It was very big. Although it was at night, the equipment used to take the photo was very advanced. It could be seen very clearly. It was a fish. It was a very big fish. It was more than 30 feet long. The reference point was the bamboo raft with the person lying on it. As he continued to look, he saw a very bloody scene. The ferocious beast in the water jumped out of the water. It opened its bloody mouth and cut the bamboo raft and the person on it in half. Blood splattered everywhere. Guo Jinghe carefully looked at the photo several times. Where is this? The first thing he thought of was the Valley of Thousands of Medicine. He had heard Su Xinyuan mention that there seemed to be a lake in the Valley of Thousands of Medicine. He took a deep breath. He had another meeting in the morning. After the meeting, he immediately went out to meet Su Xinyuan and gave him the photo. What is this? Su Xinyuan looked at it carefully. When he saw the big fish, he was stunned. The Valley of Thousands of Medicine. This is the Valley of Thousands of Medicine, Su Xinyuan said. Uncle Su, are you sure? Yes, I've been there, and the lake left a deep impression on me. I didn't expect there to be such a monster in the lake. He was also very surprised. Who gave you this photo, sir? I don't know, Guo Jinghe said. When I went to the office in the morning, it was already on my desk. It stayed there quietly. There was nothing unusual in the entire room. He was very disgusted by this kind of silent approach. What did it mean? Someone could quietly enter his office. This place should be one of the most heavily guarded places in He County. If someone could quietly enter there, could they also quietly enter the place where he lived, especially when he was sleeping at night? If someone could quietly come to his bed and look at him while he was sleeping, could they do anything at that time, including taking his life? Thinking about these things, Guo Jinghe felt a lingering fear. Such a powerful person could exist in He County, but the premise was that they were controllable. They were under his control, such as Su Xinyuan, who was sitting opposite him. As for the others, he could not. Who did this? What's their goal? The purpose is obvious, Guo Jinghe said. This is against the Valley of Thousands of Medicine. Why did they give it to you, sir? Do they think you have a grudge against the Valley of Thousands of Medicine? Guo Zhenghe did not speak. Instead, he picked up the photo and looked at it carefully. Do you think the person on this bamboo raft is alive or dead? Well, you can't tell from the photo, Su Xinyuan said. This person was relatively far away when the photo was taken, but according to my guess, this person is most likely alive. What is the name of this lake? It's called Burial of the Gods Lake. Burial of the Gods Lake? What a strange name, Guo Zhenghe said. This should be a special ceremony. Su Xinyuan looked at the photo again. Wait. He seemed to have found something. He took out a magnifying glass from his pocket and looked at it carefully. What? Did you find something? I can be sure that this person is alive. Look carefully, Wang Yao said. In these photos, his arms have moved. Obviously, his body was anesthetized when he was on the bamboo raft. He was in a state of powerlessness. You just said that this is a ceremony. What kind of ceremony? This lake is called Burial of the Gods Lake, Wang Yao said. Just by hearing the name, I feel that it is unusual. This monster did not grow so big in a day. I think the people in this stockade regularly sacrifice to this lake, or to this monster. The sacrifices used may include living people. Chapter 890. What about the purpose of their sacrifice? Guo Zhenghe asked. I don't know what kind of monster it is, right? I don't know about that, Su Xinyuan said. Let me ask that person. Well, you must pay attention to ensure his safety. This time, Yang Guanfeng and the others encountered obstacles when they went to the Valley of Thousands of Medicine to investigate. The obstacles came from the higher-ups in the province. I think this Valley of Thousands of Medicine is definitely not the paradise it seems to be. Well, I understand. Wait a moment, young master. Shall I ask now? Su Xinyuan called the man he found who had escaped from the Valley of Thousands of Medicine in front of Guo Zhenghe and asked a few questions. The focus was on the Burial of God's Lake. During the conversation with the man, Su Xinyuan learned a new piece of news. What? Missing? Are you sure? Okay, I see. You must pay attention to your safety over there. Well, okay. After hanging up the phone, Su Xinyuan pondered for a while. What's wrong? A person who escaped from the Valley of Thousands of Medicine in Lin County has disappeared in the past 2 days. In the past 2 days? Guo Zhenghe was also stunned. The day before yesterday, Lin County did issue a wanted order, saying that a man was suspected to have been kidnapped. At that point, the two of them looked at the photos on the table at the same time. On the lake, on a bamboo raft, a person was lying on it. He had been fed to the monster. Could it be him? There was no coincidence. Punish the traitors? Su Xinyuan asked. But why did they choose to do it at this time, when there was just a murder in He County? Could it be that the people from the Valley of Thousands of Medicine knew about the murder in He County and immediately suspected them? They did not do it. They were framed. They suspected that the people who escaped from the valley did it, so they sent people out to take those people back for interrogation. Then, they punished them in a way similar to a sacrifice, Guo Zhenghe said. It was a very reasonable speculation. That's highly possible, Su Xinyuan said. If that's the case, the first 2 incidents had little to do with them. According to my conversation with that person, they shouldn't have done it. In fact, they did want to take revenge, but it was only at the very beginning. Later, they changed their minds and just wanted to live a peaceful life. It was because they were worried about being hunted down by the Valley of Thousands of Medicine that most of them went to other provinces. If it's not them, then who could it be? Could it be that Miao Qingshan who is hiding somewhere? By the way, have you asked that person about this person? I did. He said that when he was in the village, he was a very loyal person. He was very honest and never studied those poisonous goo worms. He didn't do this, nor did he do that, Guo Zhenghe said. But this person is already dead, and there is more than one of them. Who did it? This, the Valley of Thousands of Medicine, is a major suspect because all of the people we suspect are from there, Wang Yao said. There is no guarantee that there is something going on there that they don't know about. Yes. Well, you talk to that person again, Wang Yao said. I think he may have something else to tell you. How much did you give him? 200,000. Give him another 200,000, Wang Yao said. In addition, show him these photos and tell him that we can guarantee his safety in the future. Also, arrange a job for him in the local area. If he doesn't cooperate, he may end up like this. Okay, I'll do it right away. What did he think this was? He could come and go as he pleased and kill as he pleased. Did he think that these people were made of clay or decorations? Ring. Ring. His phone rang. Hello, it's me. What? Okay, I got it. I'll be there right away. After hanging up the phone, Guozhenghe's expression was very ugly. What's wrong, young master? There are leaders from the province coming to inspect and guide the work, Wang Yao said. At this juncture, it was most likely because of the recent vicious incident. How should he explain it to his superiors? Uncle Su, you go ahead and be careful, Wang Yao said. Don't be targeted by them. Hey child, you should be careful too. Thousands of miles away in the mountain village, Wang Yao was giving acupuncture treatment to the 2-year-old boy in the clinic. This time, the child was awake, but Wang Yao used a special method to prevent him from moving at will so that the needles could not be inserted. Very good. The child was very well behaved. It seemed that he was not afraid of the silver needles inserted into his body. Perhaps it was because he was lying down and could not see. What a good child. The young couple each held one of the child's hands. Xiaolan, don't be afraid, Wang Yao said. Dad and Mom are right beside you. The treatment process didn't last very long, but it seemed so long to the couple. The child was fine, but the two of them were nervous and sweating. Okay, help him up, Wang Yao said after putting away the silver needles. The woman hurriedly put on her son's clothes and hugged him in her arms. Xiaolan, don't be afraid. She was still worried that her son would be afraid of the treatment process and leave a shadow. Mom, I'm not afraid, the child said obediently. After the child calmed down for a while, Wang Yao gave him the medicine. Okay, come back in 2 days. Thank you, Dr. Wang. You're welcome. Take care, Wang Yao said with a smile. Goodbye, uncle, the little boy said. Goodbye. The family was very warm. Xiaolan, were you really not afraid just now? No, the little boy said softly. Good, good, it's good that you're not afraid. Xiaolan is really a brave man. The woman held her son tightly in her arms. The man drove away from the small mountain village. The clinic was quiet again. There were not many patients who came to see him today. In the small courtyard, half was bitterness, half was vitality. The leaves had fallen, and the grass and trees had withered, but some were still green. He stood alone in the small courtyard, quietly looking at the sky. As he looked, he closed his eyes and stood there. He heard the dogs running outside, the birds chirping in the sky, the branches not far away gently swaying, someone shouting, and the water of the small river flowing slowly. Although he closed his eyes, he could feel everything around him. It formed a picture in his mind. It was as if he saw with his eyes, and it was not only a pair of eyes. It was very clear. This feeling was very good. In another part of the mountain village. This is not scientific. Jiao Zizai looked at his wife in surprise. What is not scientific? Hu Mei asked with a smile. Are you sure? I'm 100% sure, Hu Mei said with a smile. She had just told her husband that she felt qi, which was to say that she had a sense of qi. This really surprised Jiao Zizai. It had only been a few days. Ah, how do you feel? Well, I just feel as if there is something more in my body. My 5 senses seem to be sharper. That's it. When Jiao Zizai heard this, He knew that his wife was most likely experiencing qi. This doesn't make sense. He shouted again. He had worked hard for such a long time and finally had a sense of qi. His wife had achieved this in such a short time. It was infuriating to compare oneself to others. What's wrong? Are you unhappy that I have made progress? No, it's just that as your senior and husband, I feel a lot of pressure. What pressure? Didn't Dr. Wang say that we practice to follow our hearts? It is about going with the flow. The more we force it, the more we can't make progress, Hume said. Well, yes. The couple chatted for a while. Whoosh, whoosh. The wind suddenly blew outside. Hey, the wind is blowing? Jia Zizai looked at the sky outside. Is Dr. Wang doing something? There is no reason, Hume said. Why would Dr. Wang change the weather? It doesn't seem to be man-made. The sky had changed. In just a few hours, the temperature had dropped by several degrees. Hey, it's snowing. A few snowflakes were falling from the sky. In the clinic, Wang Yao, who was standing outside the courtyard, saw the change in the sky. He looked up at the sky. It's snowing at this time? Someone was coming. Creak. The door opened. A person came in from outside. Xiaoxue, why are you here? In the cold wind, she was pretty and beautiful. I missed Dr. Wang, so I came, Su Xiaoxue said with a smile. Wang Yao was stunned. He stepped to Su Xiaoxue's side and held her in his arms. He didn't say anything. He just hugged her quietly. Come on, let's go inside. Since Su Xiaoxue had come, Wang Yao decided not to sit and quietly accompany her. He decisively posted on his Weibo that he would stop seeing patients for a few days. Is it cold in Jing? It's fine. It's not too cold. Su Xiaoxue smiled softly. What about your classes? I'm not busy, Su Xiaoxue said. She was not only stunningly beautiful, but her grades were also amazing. She could basically understand the lessons taught by the teacher as soon as she listened. How about Dr. Wang? I'm fine, Su Xiaoxue said. Oh, by the way, I've accepted 2 more apprentices. I told you about them. Is it the couple? Yes, Wang Yao said. He would tell Su Xiaoxue everything that happened in his clinic over the phone. Oh, by the way, there is another interesting thing, Wang Yao said. What is it? I think I have the ability to cure lung cancer, Wang Yao said. Really? Su Xiaoxue was shocked. Lung cancer was a terminal disease. Yes, I have successfully treated a patient, Wang Yao said. Although he hasn't recovered so far, he has begun to get better. I am confident that I can completely cure him within 2 months. Dr. Wang, you are amazing, Su Xiaoxue said as she clapped her hands. The 2 of them chatted for a long time. They talked about trivial things in life, but they were very happy. Chapter 891. When Wang Yao returned home with Su Xiaoxue, his parents were very happy, especially his mother. She asked her future daughter-in-law about this and that, leaving her son alone. Why didn't you tell me earlier that Xiaoxue was coming? I didn't know she was coming today, Wang Yao said. Don't always run back and forth for her, Zhang Xiuying said. She's a girl and it's so far away. You should take the initiative. Oh, I'm going to Jing. After being lectured by his mother, Wang Yao went to accompany Su Xiaoxue. In the evening, Zhang Xiuying cooked a table full of dishes. The family was happy together. Wang Yao didn't go up to Nanshan Hill. He stayed at home. It was a quiet and peaceful night. The next morning, Wang Yao got up early. After breakfast, he asked Su Xiaoxue to go out. The 2 of them walked along the mountain road to Dongshan Hill. Zhong Luchuan and the others had been waiting there for a long time. Sir Xiaoxue, we've met before. She's my wife, Wang Yao introduced her. Well, hello, master's wife. Jia Zizai took the lead in greeting with a smile. Jia Zizai and Hume, the couple I told you about, Zhong Luchuan said. Hello, master's wife. Yes, Su Xiaoxue replied. Su Xiaoxue replied softly. Her face was blushing. She felt that it was strange to be addressed as master's wife, but it was also sweet. Then, they began a day of cultivation. Su Xiaoxue watched quietly from the side. Well, I feel that they seem to have the same breath as me, but the one named Zhong Luchuan is better. The couple's breath is so weak that it's almost non-existent. Wang Yao gave them some advice. After practice, they went down the mountain. Wang Yao and Su Xiaoxue went up Nanshan Hill. It was already winter. The earth was basically colorless and desolate. However, the vegetation on Nanshan Hill was verdant and full of vitality. It was like spring. The aura here made people feel comfortable, as if they were bathing in the spring breeze. Their breathing was smooth and their bodies relaxed. There was an indescribable joy. Have some tea. Wang Yao made Su Xiaoxue a cup of tea from Nanshan Hill. Thank you. And some fruit. Wang Yao took out the fruit. There were apples, dates, grapes, and several other types of fruit. Fresh and tender. You're still picking up fruits at this time? I've been picking it up, but it's not as much as it was in summer. The taste is still the same, Wang Yao said with a smile. Since that summer, the fruits on Nanshan Hill had never been cut off. He couldn't finish them himself, so he would take some down the mountain and mail some to Su Xiaoxue, who was far away in Jing City. He even occasionally sent some to Zhong Luchuan and the others. After eating it, they were full of praise. Delicious, Su Xiaoxue said. In a fourth-tier city in Jizhou, which was adjacent to Qi province. In a relatively high-end restaurant, two people sat in a private room. There were two people sitting in the private room. One was Su Xinyuan, who had just rushed over by plane from thousands of miles away. Sitting opposite him was a man in his 30s. He had a square face, small eyes, and a slightly pale face. How is it? Are you used to living here? It's the same everywhere. It's like rootless duckweed. Take a look at these photos. Su Xinyuan handed the photos Guo Zhenghe had given him to the man. After the man took them and looked at them, his face changed. It was very ugly. This is the burial of God's Lake. He recognized the place in the photos at a glance. What are they doing? It's a custom in the stockade, the man said. Another popular name is feeding the fish. Feeding the fish? With a living person? Haha, humans are rare, the man said. Only those who are very disobedient or strange intruders will be punished. Generally, we use livestock such as cows and sheep. This person is very likely to be the missing friend you told me about yesterday, Miao Qinghe, who escaped from the Valley of Thousands of Medicine with you. I guessed as much, the man said with a gloomy look. Miao Qinghe, do you want to change your life here or in another city, forget the past, and start over? Su Xinyuan asked. Yes, what do you want to know from me? What you didn't tell me last time, Su Xinyuan said. In fact, after you left, there was another murder in He County. 3 people died at once, and the symptoms were the same as the previous cases. Then, your friend disappeared, and these photos appeared. I want to know who did these things, who killed the people, and who took these photos, Su Xinyuan said. The people who could take the photos were most likely in the Valley of Thousands of Medicine. After all, it was at night, so there was a certain degree of confidentiality to the ritual they held. He also heard from Miao Qinghe that their stockade looked very peaceful. The people living there were carefree, but in fact, the patriarch's control of the stockade was very strong. Regardless of whether it was day or night, there were people constantly patrolling the stockade. Once an abnormal situation was discovered, they would deal with it as soon as possible, especially when strangers came in from the outside. Once they were found to have ill intentions toward the stockade, they would be dealt with. Not only were there patrols in the stockade, but there were also traps in the mountains and woods outside. There were also traps and traps. It could be said that the Valley of Thousands of Medicine was very well guarded. Coupled with its unusually remote location, few people came there on weekdays. Therefore, the things inside had never been leaked, let alone a major event like the man feeding the fish. This should be done by the people in the stockade, Miao Xinhe said after thinking about it. What's the purpose? It's very clear, Miao Xinhe said. To expose these crimes in the village. This person is definitely quite dissatisfied with Miaoxi River. Who is it? How would I know? Miao Xinhe asked. Although I have lived in the stockade for a long time, there are some things that I don't know. There are hundreds of people in the stockade, and those are the people I often come into contact with. Tell me about Miaoxi River. He was very interested in the patriarch of the Valley of Thousands of Medicine. He is a strange man and a master, Miao Xinhe said. Oh, he's your enemy? Yes, he is my enemy. However, objectively speaking, he is indeed such a person. His medical skills are superb and he is proficient in goo poison. Moreover, his martial arts are extremely profound. He should be 78 years old now. What? Are you sure? Hearing this, Su Xinyuan was stunned. The information he got from Guozhenghe was that Miaoxi River looked to be in his 40s. Guozhenghe heard this from Yang Guanfeng. Captain Yang probably wouldn't lie, and there was no need for him to lie about this matter. I'm sure. Does he have a way to retain his looks? Haha, not only does he have a way to retain his looks, but he is also no worse than those young men in their 20s in terms of spirit and physique, Miao Xinhe said. Continue, Su Xinyuan said. Miao Xinhe was silent. Su Xinyuan took out a package and silently pushed it in front of him. Ha ha! Miao Xinhe smiled and shook his head. His smile was very bitter. I didn't expect it to come to this point. I have also arranged a job for you, Miao Xinhe said. You can't enter a public institution. It's a trading company. The work is not heavy and the income is good. Oh, thank you. You're welcome, Miao Xinhe said. I want to know who created the 3 cases in He County. Well, I really don't know, Miao Xinhe said. In my opinion, no one would do that, Miao Xinhe said. Those of us who escaped, to put it bluntly, are all incompetent people. We don't have the courage or the ability. Otherwise, we wouldn't have to hide like quails, be on tenterhooks, and be afraid of this and that. Then who has the ability? It's most likely someone from the stockade, Miao Xinhe said. Maybe this person should know something. He pointed to the photos on the table. The person who took the photos? Yes. Who was the person who took these photos? Well, things had entered an endless loop. Well, how did Miaoxi River manage to be 80 years old and have a body that is not more than 40 years old? He has a unique way. You're tuning in to the Phoenix Nights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.